Hello, and welcome to the Comic Conspiracy, episode 346 for the week of March 6, 2018. How about that? My name's Ryan Higgins. Who else is here on this podcast, this fine, lovely podcast this evening?
Brock Sager.
Jim Jokisch.
Rode in on a battle rhino. This is Bryce.
Whoa.
I was almost going to bring my mask. I'm going to save it for next.
So who are you?
You've been warned.
What's your name?
Toby.
Oh.
And Charlie.
So Toby got not one, not two, but three Casey Jones TMNT masks.
Best thing I ever purchased from Ryan.
He's going to wear three on his head, three different directions, so he's always a mask looking at you no matter what way he's facing.
Or the Living Tribunal.
Yeah, there you go.
Nerd alert! Nerd alert!
You have been warned. I'm going to wear it next week.
So when it came in, Toby put it on and didn't take it off for the 45 minutes he was in the store. And he's walking around and crouching and
Was he pooping?
he got
In your aisles?
he got a cricket
weird.
bat and he was talking like Batman, kind of. Even though I don't think Casey Jones talks like that. I don't know why he was doing that. It was really weird.
Can we have Higgins briefly where you do that voice the whole time?
I would throw out my voice after 18 seconds.
Wow,
it would not last
that's because
long.
you
I
don't
think
have
the
the
mask will
stamina.
maybe make an appearance next week. Or the week after.
Well, it's a good thing.
When you least expect
It's
it.
a good thing this all audio podcast will have an appearance by a mask. I'm
Yeah.
sure the audience will
Yeah.
be thrilled with that. Yeah.
It's going to be the return of the machete in another way.
I completely forgot about that. So you were mentioning it. Yeah.
Just now you mentioned that. I totally forgot about it.
Yeah.
And I was happier until I remembered.
We're gonna.
I'm happier just thinking about it.
We got 1.5 trillion things to talk about here. But we want to start off real quick on I'm going to say a sad note, but not a great note. I don't know if you guys, we watched it, I was showing Bryce and a few of the other guys before we started recording, this video that Stan Lee put up through TMZ the other day after getting out of the hospital battling pneumonia. And man, it's the most depressing thing I think I've seen in quite a while. Stan Lee is one of those guys where you only ever see him super energetic and happy. Yeah. Even he's 95. Even in his 90s, he's been still just very outgoing. Mm-hmm. This was a Stan Lee that I don't think anyone's ever seen before, and it's scary.
He looks frail and defeated right now, and it, you can tell he's either in pain or just severely depressed about everything going on.
Even his energy level in the video, the way he always says Excelsior is always with a ton of energy, and yeah.
I mean, he's 95.
It wasn't there at all.
Yeah, he's 95 years old. The fact that he can get out of bed in the morning is incredible, and the fact that he's been doing this for so long, and you just think guys like this are just immortal, and you see him in the state, and you're like,
well, there's been a lot of stuff recently around Stan Lee that heavily implies that a lot of people are starting to take advantage of him and drive wedges between him and his support structure. And
he's had two massive thefts from his bank account, upwards of I think close to $2 million between the two thefts. One was reported fairly recently of over $1 million. And I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's very public exactly what's going on here, but these are reports that him and his estate have made. I know, Charlie, you were talking his bodyguard.
So his bodyguard / manager, the person who's been by Stan Lee's side for 15 years or something like that, and goes to all the cons with him and all that, recently apparently got fired, and a lot of people in the sort of comic industry is reacting really, really badly to that because they've seen the way this guy takes care of stands at all the shows, at all the cons. And
well, the question is, who fired?
That's the weird thing.
Yeah.
A lot of these reports are just kind of his longtime lawyer, this guy, it seems like somebody is systematically removing his support structure, and then you hear that he's sick and everything.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of concern right now.
Yeah, it's very, very depressing.
Yeah.
I don't want to say, man, he had a lot of signings still scheduled, and none of them are happening.
Well, he's been canceling.
He's canceled a lot, if you were hoping this last time would be if you were hoping this upcoming time would be your time with Stan Lee,
good luck.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You hate to think about this, but every day is a treasure, as they say. Like,
the other thing is he lost his wife about a year ago. It's, like Charlie said, he's having problems with the people around him. And
at that point, too, there's a lot of people, when they are older, when their spouse dies, it tends to take a lot out of them. So the fact that he's been around even, for a year, that's still pretty amazing.
And he was hospitalized for a regular heartbeat recently.
And now back in with pneumonia. Yeah. So, pneumonia is bad. When you're 95, it's a death sentence. So hopefully he's getting through this. So good luck, Stan. I try not to think about this stuff. You'll wake up one day and it's Stan Lee's the number one trending topic on Twitter, and you know exactly what happens before you click on it.
Well, I mean, it sucks too because I don't think we talked about it, but Kevin Smith had a heart attack last week.
Yeah, we actually didn't talk about that. Yeah,
it was a widowmaker, one that was very, very serious.
Yeah, he said it was
what is a widowmaker?
He described
exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah, he said whatever.
But he's not dead.
I don't remember.
Not exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah, whatever the heart attack he had.
Is he married? Because
yes.
Oh, okay. I don't know. If he wasn't married, it wouldn't be a widowmaker anyway.
I don't have the info sitting in front of me here. Whatever the type of heart attack he had is nicknamed the Widowmaker because you don't survive. Not many people survive it.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's really bad. And
this happened last week?
Yeah.
Oh.
And speaking of somebody who, like, Kevin Smith is a perfect example of when he started posting videos and pictures afterwards, I'm like, how on earth does he sound as alive and stuff as he does? Like, he seemed to bounce back super, super quick. So when you kind of think about, he just went through this hugely traumatic experience and already sort of back doing his thing, even though he's in recovery. And then you see this video put out. Typically what happens with Stan Lee, because we've seen through a number of these things, he gets checked in, he gets back on his feet, then he posts the video, and you kind of see he's Stan Lee. He's full. Like, this is the first time I've seen a video that looks like he's struggling with his health ever.
Never. I've never seen it.
Super depressing. It was like he was saying goodbye. It was super depressing.
It absolutely felt like that.
You know, I talked to my grandmother before she passed away a couple of years ago, a few months before she passed away, and it was that same, like, you know, she'd been in and out of the hospital a lot, and it was that sort of like, there was a little bit of finality to that conversation, and there's definitely shades of that. And again, man, the most depressing thing in the world to talk about here, but let's, fingers crossed.
He sounded like he was getting choked up near the end, too.
Yeah.
So it's
fingers crossed. Well, and again, you're someone that's, you know, especially the last 20 years, you've been in the limelight and you've been, you know, this super happy.
He's constantly on the go.
Yeah.
Con season, he's from one con to another. He's going to this event.
You're the most loved person in the room when you walk into it. And, like,
you know, he's stopping at comic book stores, doing signings. Like, he's very, very busy.
It's good to talk about, though. It's such a pet peeve of mine when people, you know, memorialize and eulogize, and that's probably not the right word because they are dead at the time. But like when people only vocally
recognize it after they're gone.
Exactly.
Well, I think with a lot of people, you don't expect. I just don't expect David Bowie's going to die one day. You're just like, it's David Bowie. He will live forever. Right. He's David Bowie, and then he's just dead. And you're like, what the fuck happened? With Stan Lee, it's like this is now in the realm of a distinct possibility, and there's a little bit more.
And it has been for years.
It's a little bit easier to accept, but still no less depressing.
Yeah.
Where I think someone like, you know,
Alan Rickman
or Prince, you know, a number of people that died in the last handful of years, you're like, whoa, what? Guys like Prince, they either die at 27 or like, you know,
Sylvester
80.
Stallone.
What?
Just
his career.
Have you guys followed how many?
He's died 3 times.
Yeah, he's had more like fake internet deaths than like anybody else.
Tom Petty.
Yeah, Tom Petty. Yeah.
But I kind of feel like in a lot of those cases, to a degree, like, yes, occasionally you'll hear about was getting ready for like a comeback tour or something, but most of the time they're not like right out front and center in the limelight when you suddenly hear about them passing. Versus somebody like Stan Lee, like I can't go more than a few days without coming across some video he's posted or something he's pushing
or something he's put his name on to sell.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, a lot of that.
How about somebody a little closer to home, Michael Turner, when he passed.
Oh, I mean, okay, stuff like Turner that's a like you don't expect anyone in their 20s or early 30s are going to die like that. I mean, when it happens, that's not normal.
I was actually in LA helping a friend move when that news dropped years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
We should move on.
I don't know. I mean,
we'll move on here. We have
tidbit of information.
We have other news. This will be one for Toby. Speaking of death,
what?
Neil Gaiman.
Gambit died.
Neil Gaiman. Bryce just shot himself.
Why would you say that? I thought you were serious.
You renting shirts, isn't it?
Well, at least when it stands time.
You heard it.
At least when it stands time, a cute goth girl will meet him on the other side and usher him over. Neil Gaiman announced that he's turning the Sandman comics into an expanded comic universe, a 4-book little imprint that DC is going crazy with recently. We have
how annoying is this?
What?
I mean, everything's a fucking expanded universe now. They can't just leave it be.
Well,
Are you happy with this, or are you annoyed by this?
Well, let's get to the creative teams, and I'll tell you. Okay. Then you can tell me what I feel.
Is it Cy Spear?
Yeah.
Is it? It must be Grant Morrison.
No, you had it first. You had
it right.
No.
Did you see how he got quiet?
Well,
did you see how wide his face got? Wider than normal.
Wider than normal.
When Higgins gets quiet when he's talking to me, it could go either way.
So we have Young Animal. We have all the Hanna-Barbera stuff. We have, I mean, at this point, Vertigo basically is one of these two. There's never more than although Vertigo's going to get a big relaunch. We're supposed to find out pretty soon. We have whatever Brian Michael Bendis is doing, and we'll talk about those in just a minute.
That's Jinxworld?
Some of his Jinx stuff came over. Yep. So now we have the Sandman one. I think there's rumors of more of these. So DC, the fear in the past I had with DC was and I think we talked about this when we did our sales chart stuff last week. DC's always kept sort of to a limit. They in no recent year have they gone over like
they haven't been
80, 90 books. Yeah. That includes the kids stuff, their regular DC properties, Vertigo, all their lines. That is no longer the case. They are pushing the limit of what I think they're going to be able to get away with. And maybe it'll just keep working. I have no idea. Whatever Marvel has to have for a book to succeed, DC does not have that limit. They apparently they're very successful with books that sell 10, 15,000 copies because a lot of these books don't even sell that. But they keep them going, which is crazy. So they're somehow they're making profit on these books that are not burning up the charts.
Well, but I mean, also to go into a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, there's been a lot of shift of creators moving over to like Image and other sort of creator owned publishing houses. And my expectation, especially with the way things have evolved with like Bendis and that kind of stuff, is I think they are looking at that whole, okay, if we want to attract some of the creators to work on some of our other stuff, having some of these other imprints and stuff just from sort of a publishing arm makes sense. And launching the idea of some creators having their own imprints through DC, like Bendis and Gaiman, is sort of a no-brainer.
Yep. So we have a book just called Sandman Universe by Neil Gaiman, which is going to kind of introduce all these titles.
What's the label going to be?
It's called Sandman Universe. That's just what it's called. So the 4 books that are going along with it, and these people are also co-writing the Sandman Universe book.
So no Vertigo in it at all?
No, yeah. Well, no, all these characters are out of Vertigo. All the DC characters are back in the DC universe. I mean, remember, Sandman's a DC character. It's not a Vertigo, originally. Swamp Thing, Hellblazer, Animal Man, Sandman, Shade Changing Man. These were all DC comics that were turned Black Orchid. These are all superhero comics that in the 80s and early 90s, DC sort of transitioned into these new titles, and they were the basis for Vertigo, but they're not creator-owned. They're DC comic superhero titles, ostensibly. So Sandman Universe number 1. After that, we're going to get 4 titles. The Dreaming by Cy Spear. which is going to be about the main. Yeah. Of all the books,
I think Bryce winces.
I think Bryce just felt pain for you.
But the Dreaming is the one with all the little kids, right?
I mean, the Dreaming could be whatever it wants.
The Dreaming was just collections.
Time to crack open that beer.
Stories.
Yeah,
dreams.
Yeah, but wasn't the Dreaming the ones where they're all kids that I have? I think that's the only Sandman books I ever bought, where they're all like kids. No?
Talking about dead boy detectives?
No.
Oh, you're talking Little Endless?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no. That's just those are just the Endless. That's just like a separate.
That's Baby Endless.
Yeah. That's just a little one-off thing they did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. I was hoping that had a series. I'd be buying that.
So this is going to be about the Endless, about Lucian, a monster named Dora, and Nuala, one of the fairies from Books Magic. Dan Waters is going to be doing a Lucifer comic, which they've tried to do Lucifer a few times past the original run. This one seems to be a little bit maybe. Oh no, apparently no, nothing to do with the TV show. The devil lives in a small town, lost his memory, and trapped in the body of a frail old man. So, yeah, nothing to do with the TV show. Books of Magic by...
so far.
As far as you know. Who knows about the next season?
Don't know where next season's going to take us.
Yeah. Where was I? Book of Magic by Kat Howard, who's a novelist, which is, again, it's Books of Magic, Tim Hunter, Kid Magician, not Harry Potter. Again, they've tried to do Books of Magic post that original run, and man, did they just miss the mark every time. I hope this looks, from the cover art alone, it looks more like the original Books of Magic. They aged up Tim Hunter. They did a bunch of dumb stuff with him. Keep him a kid. Keep him that kid magician. That's what people know from Tim Hunter. Again, I love the original Books of Magic run. And then Nalo Hopkins, who did a novel, Brown Girl in the Ring, is doing a new series called House of Whispers, which is a third house. So to go along with House of Mystery, House of Secrets.
House of Mystery, House of Secrets.
And that's it.
And then now House of Whispers.
House of Whispers. That's it.
I'm trying to think there was another one.
I mean, they've had They've had random houses, but this is like the third official named house that actually has a will
Tim Hunter was in Justice League Dark in
real briefly.
Briefly.
Yep. And again, this hopefully will be a little bit closer to the original take on Tim Hunter. So I'm fucking down for this. I hope they're good. They'll sell
actual
great.
Sandman book.
So part of the Dreaming book is them trying to track down and help Daniel retake the Dreaming. A big chunk of Sandman is that Daniel, the second Sandman, the white one, the guy that's in metal right now.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, he doesn't really his control of the Dreaming was. I mean, I guess in Morrison's Justice League run, he was pretty in control of it, but they don't really focus. There hasn't been much that focused on his time as.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Wouldn't there be a Sandman book with just him?
Yeah, well, I think the Dreaming is going to be that book.
Oh.
It's not going to be just him, but he'll be in the background. Yeah. As for the description, it says Lucian, this monstrous named Dora, and Nuala, they're going to try to find Daniel and put him back in his right place of power while darkness threatens to fall across the kingdom. I mean, that's basically the pitch for Sandman #1 when the book came out. Mm-hmm. A magician had kidnapped Sandman, had kidnapped Morpheus, and the Dreaming was falling apart. And so when he comes back, he's like...
I want Marv back.
Got it. Marv Pumpkinhead. Didn't they kill him?
I don't remember.
It's a Dreaming. They can do whatever. They can just bring him right back. But he had to go back around and collect all these things to make the Dreaming whole again before it was destroyed. So that's the pitch of the first volume of Sandman, loosely. Yeah, I'm super stoked. Brock, I'm sure you're gonna pick these up.
Neil is overlooking it.
He's overlooking the entire series, and he's writing the one shot that launches all these titles.
Well, I like that they're doing a one shot to launch the titles. They're giving you kind of this taste. Hey, check this out. If you like it, you go with it. Then, if you don't, then you're not. You committed to one book instead of 4 books.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like the editor.
I'm assuming with his oversight, it's going to be like you start with one book and everybody buys the 4 books.
Yeah. With what they do with these other imprints, Gerard Way for Young Animal. He oversees the other projects, and he sort of picks the creative teams. And he's not an editor, but he kind of, but he's not like editing the books, but he's like overseeing. Producing. Producer. Yeah, he's overseeing everything.
Now, Bryce, I wanted to when we first heard this news that Cy Superior was writing this, and Ryan was trying not to kill himself. I said, well, his 2-issue arc in Suicide Squad wasn't bad.
It was all right.
I'm like, so there's hope.
And he's done work I like. We just pick up.
Is there hope? Did she go to the DC Universe with Jeff Lemire?
Wait till we get to the who's writing what in what universe.
Didn't he write X Club? I really like that. That's the one
he
with.
He might have written X Club, that X-Men mini that had the doctor with the hat.
Yeah, that was good. I'm pretty sure.
With the elevator to the moon or whatever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Suspiria.
It couldn't have been because I liked that. Yeah, X Club. That was good. That wasn't Suspiria, was it? Are you looking it up?
I think so. I think it is.
God damn it, because I actually did like that.
Phones.
He's trying to unlock my iPhone X by holding it up to my face, and I'm closing one eye so it won't unlock with facial recognition. Nice try. Anyway, Cy Superior, other than it sounds like X Club.
Yeah, it was Cy Superior.
I've liked practically nothing that he's done. And he probably, Dr. Nemesis, love that guy, probably gave him some crazy Cockney, verbiage or
I was going to make you squint the whole podcast.
I'm not going to squint. I just have to close one eye, and he can't unlock my phone. In fact, give me my phone back.
Watching a pirate trying to talk.
Yar, matey. I be loving the Marvel comics. They be great. Yar.
Well, we have...
I can't wait for the Bryce quote on that.
I want to be looking for Psylocke's booty.
This all comes from...
the back room.
This all comes from Emerald City Comic Con and around it. So there's ECCC is apparently the con now where they just announce every fucking book, because we also got the official launch of Jinxworld at DC, which is Brian Michael Bendis' create-around content. So they actually gave out the first issue of all his stories, all his regular ongoing series for free from through Comixology. And they announced at the same time 2 new titles.
Is all this stuff moving over or just the new stuff?
Everything's moving over. Yep. And they're going to rebrand all the trades and yeah.
Wow.
So Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Geddas, who worked on Jessica Jones previously, they're doing a series called Pearl. I'll read the quote here. The series will focus on a San Francisco tattoo artist embroiled in a Yakuza gang war who falls in love with a member of a rival faction. Together, the 2 lovers will try to escape the cycle of violence that dominate their lives.
What is this actual West Side Story?
I was going to say fucking Romeo and Juliet, because it's actually what it is, which is what West Side Story was based on. But that could be it too.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's West Side Story.
The other is Brian Michael Bendis. Brian Michael Bendis.
I just met a boy named Bendis.
What? Brian Michael Bendis and David Mack, his Daredevil artist and
I love how that guy put the issue number on every Daredevil title.
They are getting together for a comic called Cover, a spy thriller inspired by true events. The series stars a group of traveling comic book creators who are recruited by the intelligence community to become double agents. So Cover, get it? Cover, artist, comic, cover.
Yeah.
Cover. You get it?
Cover. No, it was really funny.
Cover.
The joke was dead before
get
you even
it?
said
Cover.
it.
See, it's funny because... so those are the 2 new books by Bendis for Jinxworld, and then they're going to have...
And they're going to re-release all the books.
Yeah, I mean, some of that stuff never finished. Brilliant never finished. I don't know if Scarlet ever finished. Maybe it did.
I don't think Scarlet finished.
Some of that stuff was... I mean, we're talking 4 or 5 years since the last issue, so I would think a nice trade and then a relaunch of all of them, or just digitally only and then put out a trade to finish Brilliant, maybe.
That guy can do... I mean, it's got to be the artists that are the limiting reagent, right?
He's going to be writing 4 books. Superman, Action,
why wouldn't he just
2.
do exactly what he did with X-Men and Avengers, which is just like, hey, I can end this series in 1 or 2 issues, and I can write an issue in less than a week.
It became just like the running joke, Brilliant especially. Like, that fucking book was on our final order cutoff every week for like 3 years. I was just like... I kept occasionally. I would ask
0 copies.
Occasionally, I would ask.
I think there was 1 subscriber.
I had one guy that I was like, "They keeps telling me this is coming." He's like, "Yeah, I'll take it if it ever shows up. Sure, why not?"
That's so weird.
Yeah, it's crazy.
In fact, I'll take it if it ever shows up. Make it 2.
Now we have I don't even know where did we leave off? I don't even remember. We were talking about the Fresh Start books from Marvel.
I think we got to the Hulk.
Covered Avengers, covered Venom.
I think we got the Hulk.
Covered Black Panther and Immortal Hulk. That sounds right. Yeah. So they've announced a shitload more of these books since our last recording.
Wait, so okay, keep going. Sorry.
And I will keep the snark to a minimum. Bryce, I know you saw my tweet earlier.
I did, but I didn't listen to last week's podcast. Would I be irate or just mildly miffed?
No, I mean you're as annoyed by this as the rest of us are,
that's
right?
True. That's
so
true. I am.
Yeah. Our Marvel sales have been doing very well recently.
Yeah,
compared to what they had been, in the past. I mean,
suck it, DC.
Still nothing like DC, but they are.
DC's worse.
We have straight up hits by Marvel
by every measure.
Well, no, Marvel has had a lot of buzz come up from some of these titles that came out of Legacy. There's been some growing buzz.
Yeah, it was. The first couple months were rough. They canceled or are canceling like half the Legacy titles, so Marvel's output is the lowest I think it's ever been. But it's causing people to focus on the rest of the books. Mm-hmm. If you only walk in and you only see the titles you want, you're more than likely going to pick the stuff up. All these other titles are getting axed, so there's not too much garbage left on the shelf by Marvel. There's still been a couple of trim, but at this point they need to start. I can't believe I'm going to say this. They need to start launching more titles. They need to start having more number ones because there actually is a legitimate. I know it's the craziest thing. Well, when you go from like 110 titles a month to like 70, there's a huge gap of stuff missing there.
Mind the gap.
You don't need to go back up to that 110, but get to gain a gain a few titles.
You need to trim the fat, but add the stuff that you need.
Yeah. So we have Doctor Strange by Mark Waid and Jesus Saiz. S-A-I-Z.
Yeah, I saw this announcement.
Now, this is one I kind of had to snark on a little bit because after just getting his powers back in the Donny Cates run, Doctor Strange is going to be losing his powers yet again and traveling into space.
I don't understand what your problem with this is.
It just what if that sounds like Doctor Strange's fresh start?
If this was any DC character, you would be like, yeah, and he'll get his powers back 2 issues later, and all will be back to normal.
It would be like them taking Constantine and shoving him into space.
If the first issue of Hellblazer...
That sounds fucking awesome.
If the first issue of Hellblazer was him in space, I'd be like, what?
Yeah, and then everything's back to normal 2 issues later, and what are you complaining about?
I doubt he's going to be... back on Earth, fully powered in 2
By the way, Doctor Strange, the book, has been like...
Yeah.
Wait, is it the same writer? Or
No, it's Mark Waid. It's taken over.
Oh, so, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's been great, and Mark Waid is no slouch, so I imagine that he's not going to fuck it up. Like
this falls in line with the Hulk book, where I question the direction they're going based on the name Fresh Start.
Well, okay, 2 things. First of all, a horror twist on the Hulk is awesome. Second of all, what they've been doing with Doctor Strange has been great, and we'll get to the whole Sentry thing later. But I think, him bringing back Sentry, Donny Cates, Danny or Donny? Donny Cates has done a great job, and I don't think that
no, Doctor Strange.
Why don't you try before you buy? Why don't you get high off your own supply? No, why don't you read the fucking book before you throw shade? You're just sprinkling salt all over your own countertop over here.
I will absolutely read this title. I just think it's a weird direction for a book that's supposed to be starting over.
But why are you, throwing snark or shade at it? Like, it sounds like a very reasonable thing. He's never been to space before. Mark Waid's going to take him to space. What the fuck? What? Like,
well, we'll see. We'll see, won't we?
Yeah, it's unique, but, why is that bad?
I'm just scared to see if Space Punisher or Venom Space Knight show up.
When you have
experiment sexually in college very much, did you?
When you have a line called Fresh Start, when you have a line that's trying to bring stuff back to basics, when you go a little outside the norm for this title, I question why they're doing it. This is a second arc, third arc, sure. Launching the title with this seems a little weird.
In a parallel universe, probably some fucking new 52 bullshit DC invented, there's this exact copy of this discussion going on where you're like, oh, Doctor Strange is being relaunched as a fresh start to be exactly the same as he's always been. Boring. Like, you're complaining about... you're just complaining just to complain.
I think the thing is
if they did
No, I'm not.
What is the thing, Brock?
Taking Doctor Strange and throwing him in space, stripping him of his powers, is kind of counterproductive to what the character is and what a fresh start is for this character. Now, if they took this character and kind of stripped his powers and shoved him in Weird World, I'd be like, okay, where are we going with this?
God.
If you keep his powers and shove him in Weird World, that's a cool story. Like, either way, going to Weird World is a cool story. Fresh Start is a whole different thing. Like, whether or not... Look, he's going to have his powers back in the fucking second or third issue. Like, what are you complaining about?
When's Wolverine coming back? How long? How many months is Wolverine going to stay dead?
How is...
But he's coming back.
How is that cackle-worthy? I don't understand. Why is that funny? Well, when is Wolverine? I actually legitimately don't know. I know that he's been teased, but when is he coming back?
It was one issue, now it's how many?
You check your Comic Hub email. I emailed you. I signed you up for the one shot.
Bullshit. I get all the books I've never bought.
All of your emails to me go in the spam folder, motherfucker. I don't read your emails.
Okay.
Except for...
Well, I signed you up for the one shot, and I'm going to sign you up for the 4-issue miniseries.
Please do. I'll read them all, pay you all the money, and not read your emails. and then my beautiful, loving wife, whom I love very much, is going to be like, what the fuck? How much do you spend with this motherfucker?
Thor #1 is back. Thor Odin's son.
By the way, can we talk about the death of Jane Foster? Which is more like...
Hasn't happened yet, but...
I mean, she is going to outlive Stan Lee at this point. This death of Jane Foster has... Too soon? Okay, sorry, I'm not sorry.
How many do you want me to take him out back and just beat him up?
It's only a couple issues
I would
left.
definitely beat you in a fight.
She's not dead yet.
That's my point, is that the death of Jane Foster has been going on for like a year.
Well,
it's like,
June 13th.
She started this run as the most frail little poor girl in a hospital bed, and she's exactly where she is. It's going to be a great trade to read when you read it all at one time, but month to month, when you're just like, oh my god, how long can you look this frail? By the way, the art is incredible because you look super frail.
Well, June 13th.
And the writing's great too. But.
June 13th is Thor #1, so June 6th, she'll die. Right?
Spoiler level, I don't know.
So, Thor Odin's son is back. Jason Aaron writing his like 5th Thor #1, and Mike Del Mundo on pencils. Hey, it's Thor. I mean, Thor's back. Thor's been our best-selling Marvel comic.
More accurately, it's Thor still with Jason Aaron.
Yeah, regular Thor with Jason Aaron. So look forward to that.
Oh God,
looks good. Looks good.
How are they going to renumber them? Like,
yeah, this is Thor #1. Oh, sure, yeah.
No, I mean, I don't mean renumber. I'm sorry. I meant legacy numbering.
Legacy numbering. No, we're due for another Thor #1 in 12 to 18 issues. I mean, that's I just get used to it. I've given up. It's never going to stop.
So are we just going to hop back and forth between Mighty Thor, Thor God of Thunder?
I don't know,
and just renumber.
Are we going to get a good epic collection of Jane Foster Thor, and it's going to be like one through?
For all the panties in his twist that Higgins has in his butt, I
don't know either.
No, I'm like, are we going to get epic collection as like 1, 2, 3, 4? Or are they going to have like epic collection volume 1 and then volume 1?
They got really good hardcovers. Yeah, the hardcovers are really good right now.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to do omnibuses.
The epic collections are for like pre-2000s material.
Yeah, but you know that kind.
Yeah, they already have them.
My point is when they collect it, no matter the renumbering, it's going to be all collected in order.
Yeah, there will be a Jane Foster Thor omnibus. That's the entire run. Yeah.
Sure.
Entire run?
Yeah.
Very easily could be. Yeah.
This is going to be the size of my leg?
Yeah. There's already like 3 of these out there.
Isn't too crazy size-wise.
Yeah, really?
Because, I mean, he'd started with the Odin son for a good chunk. Then he switched
25 issues, right?
Yeah. So,
That's it?
Yeah.
It's not that much.
Usually put
Thor God of Thunder's one
Yeah.
omnibus, and then you'll have Jane Foster as another one, maybe 2.
All right, after this podcast, me and Charlie are going to go to the bookshelf.
It
nope, I'm going to be running away.
No, you're going to the bookshelf with me.
Nope, I'm going to be running away.
No, you're going to the bookshelf.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, #1 and 2 of 5. It's a miniseries. Mark Waid and Javier Garron. This is Scott Lang and Nadia Pym. So, what are you going to do?
God, how annoying is Nadia Pym?
Yeah, she's pretty much the worst.
Wait, is that Hope?
No.
What?
No, that was the Wasp.
What are you talking about?
That they tried to release.
It's the Kid Wasp.
Oh, God.
Why don't they just have
Janet? I don't know. I have no idea where she is. And then fucking...
Isn't she around? Like, isn't she legitimately...
No idea.
Last I saw, she was around.
Ultron, stupid Hank Pym Ultron's still running around, so maybe they can jettison these two into the sun.
That wasn't actually annoying to me at all, but Nadia Pym is like, what the fuck? Just use...
Look, I used to like Scott Lang, like, until recently. Like,
What are you talking about?
Drop them into
Nick
a black...
Spencer did a great job with him.
Until like
wait, how recently?
I want
he's been writing him until recently.
I want just Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne back. I just want the originals back. Like throw these two into a furnace.
You
like
are such an old
you don't
man.
want
Do you even hear yourself?
Scott Lang's fine, but give me the originals back. I don't want Janet being nothing and Hank being fucking Ultron.
Who's going to succumb to pneumonia first? You?
What?
Oof.
Too soon.
But at least it's a miniseries. Marvel's announcing a miniseries. They don't do that too often.
Crap.
So
that is pretty cool.
We now have to get a little room in the T section because Tony Stark Iron Man #1 is coming out by Dan Slott and Valerio Schiti, which who's I mean that's
you call it like you see it.
He's a great artist.
Wait a minute. So you followed that under T instead of I?
T for Tony Stark. Book's called Tony Stark: Iron Man.
He'll change it in 3 years.
So, yep, we'll get 18 issues of that. Tony's back. He's Iron Man.
It's not a hologram.
The end.
What are you talking about? He's been Iron Man,
Yeah, he's been Iron Man most of the time, just
curled up in the fetal position for a year.
Yeah, yeah. I think Iron Man appeared more. Well, that's not true. I was going to say he appeared more dead than alive, but he appeared just the same dead and alive. He's just been a hologram, or he's been an AI.
It's tough with the art because when he's like lost all his hair and he doesn't have his Tony Stark goatee, you're
wasn't
like,
he dead in Civil War II? Or is that when he died?
Yeah.
That's when he went brain dead.
Yeah, that's when he went.
Yeah.
No. Was he officially Brenda? I thought that they officially didn't know. I thought that was actually the party line.
It was Secret Empire. It was Secret Empire where I'm like, Tony Stark's just in this entire thing, and they're like, yeah, whatever. He's an AI. Doesn't matter.
No. What? No, it was Civil War II.
Civil War.
No, I'm saying Tony Stark as the AI was in Secret Empire, and they're just like, just ignore it. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Because the mask was off. It was the hologram in the suit.
Yeah.
That is like the epitome. I mean, I'm not a writer, so throw stones in glass houses, etc. But that is such lazy writing. Where they're like,
that was Nick Spencer.
We're gonna put him. Well, Nick Spencer has done mostly great things. We're gonna have him be, we're not gonna change anything, but he's an AI instead of a human now. But nothing's really changed.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
it.
moving on.
Next up,
He's not blue anymore.
Next up, Captain America #1 coming out on 4th of July, same day as Batman 50. Ta-Nehisi Coates and Leinil Yu.
Who more represents America, Captain America or Batman?
Leinil Yu?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, it's going to be full of Gundams. Don't worry.
Also covers by Alex Ross.
Yeah.
So that's for Charlie.
Alex Ross is going to be drawing a bunch of Gundams.
Huh?
Co-art by
What are you talking about?
What can I say?
Little Francis Yu loves his fucking Gundams, dude.
I would love
I've
Alex
never seen
Ross
him
to
draw
draw
Gundam.
a bunch of Gundams.
Could he collaborate?
As long as he's not back in the Captain America armor, it will be okay.
Nope, looks like OG Cap. He's got little wings on his head.
Captain America Gundam.
90s armor?
No Cap Wolf. No,
Look like
just
Super Pro.
Yeah, you remember that? That was pretty
Super
shitty.
Pro was awesome.
But now
we're
we're
open,
Captain
right?
America.
Cap Wolf was awesome.
Right there with U.S. Archer.
We're open on
Yeah,
4th of
okay.
July, right?
US
yes.
won.
As per the Newsarama article that I was a part of, yes, we were up on 4th of July for the release of Batman 50 and Captain America #1. I mean, I know which one's going to sell more, but good luck, Marvel.
Wait, what was that the last thing? I was trying to
He
what did
just
you say?
pimped out something about the store.
I just said,
and
of
himself.
course, this is coming out the 4th of July, which some comic book stores will not be open for. I
Why
think
not?
you're crazy because it's the Wednesdays and it's 4th of July. So,
Oh, you totally got to be open.
yeah, we'll be selling Captain
Yeah.
America #1 and Batman 50. And then
other people are idiots.
Then I jabbed Marvel a little bit here by saying I know which one's going to sell more, and it's not Captain America. So, I mean, come on. It's a marriage of Batman and Catwoman. It's going to be
Marvel will win because I
humongous.
will buy all of the Captain Americas just to spite you. Oh, wait, I see what you did there.
So, Captain America #1.
Yeah, another what is 17th Captain America #1 versus
like I said,
versus the marriage of the
I
bat and the
don't
cat.
even care.
What
I
a
just don't
troll
even
on the
care.
comic book, like...
Actually, no, but that creative team, I'm actually down for.
sure,
I'm going to check that out.
I mean, Coates' Black Panther has been real dull, but I mean, we'll see. I'll give him a shot on
Dull
this one.
for you.
Yeah, it is dull for me.
I love the idea of them trolling all LCS owners, just knowing that you're not going out in the sun to have a barbecue on the 4th of July. What are you doing?
Well, comic book retailer Ryan Higgins on Newsarama, when asked this question, replied, sometimes you just got to change up stuff for your business. If you're normally closed on 4th of July, but it's a Wednesday, and you're not open.
That you shout on Newsarama every chance you get.
Oh, Newsarama's pretty good these days.
It's because they're quoting you.
No, legitimately, Newsarama. Look,
all of a sudden it got a lot better.
Newsarama, Nerdist.
Nerdist got a lot better.
Nerdist,
Twitter,
right?
Higgins is on
Breitbart talking about his new point of sale system.
If he gets on Comics Beat, we're in trouble.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't have me. Comicbook.com and CBR do put out a lot of content, but so much of it is fucking shit. Newsarama does not put out nearly as much content, but they have a much higher quality of content that they release. It's not they're not going to take down Trump or anything like that. But what I'm saying is
take down Trump.
So that's 17.
Still look on Bryce.
I just love how that's your ulterior motive for everything in your life. Like,
I'm just saying it's not high journalism. But what I'm saying is that it's better than fucking comicbook.com and CBR. Piles of trash most of the time, and it's like
what
waiting
Bleeding
through.
Cool?
Bleeding Cool just has a lot of dumb people on it, but Bleeding Cool is not quite as bad. At least I can filter out like the other parts of Bleeding Cool. It's a little harder to do on those other sites.
I always put Newsarama and CBR pretty much on the same level, and Bleeding Cool had some more cutting edge.
Newsarama's been up and down. They're pretty good now. They had some real bad years. Comic Book Resources used to be the best by far. After they sold, CBR is awful right now. I feel super bad because they actually do have some okay content, but it's drowned out by so much clickbait garbage that the 1 out of 15 stories actually worth reading you're never going to see.
Well, clickbait, like the article that says Ryan said, and then ...
You won't believe these 12 things the Ryan Higgins, comic book owner, said about Marvel.
Number 4 is amazing.
Every other article on Comic Resources is the top 15 reasons why X.
I was going to say,
all these.
I was going to say Ryan Higgins' top 10 list of why
all these
DC is better than Marvel.
15 dank memes about this comic thing.
Did they do the one with the CW ruin these characters?
Yeah. It's the worst list of all time. 8 reasons why Smallville's the best and 7 reasons why it's the worst. It's like I feel so bad for the people that have to write this. Like, this is their career. They're like, what am I doing with my life?
Anyway, talking about
drinking a lot and staring at a computer screen.
There's a bunch of people in their mid-20s living in the middle of the country that don't
just do it for
they're
nothing.
Just happy to have a job.
Let's move on. Next title that got announced. Amazing Spider-Man #1 by Nick Spencer and Ryan Otley, artist formerly of Invincible. Well, now we know what he's doing now that Invincible's over.
That sounds like an amazing creative team for that book.
You went from Invincible to Spider-Man?
Yeah. That's good.
That's kind of brilliant.
It's kind of a good just sidestep, right? Yeah.
We call it a spider swing.
And Spencer obviously has had a rough 2017.
2016.
He had a meteoric rise, such as it is, or such as it can be in the comic book industry.
Yeah.
Until they were like, oh, well, you're hot as shit, so let's put you on the major crossover during especially politically charged times, and have a politically charged and I don't think that was his bad so much as that he was sort of set up to fail.
They list 2 books. When they name a creator and they put the titles they've worked on after them. The 2 books they've listed are Secret Empire and Superior Foes of Spider-Man. So let's hope it's more Superior Foes and less Secret Empire.
Well, of course they're going to put Secret Empire on there. That's his highest profile book.
Yep. Now last and certainly least is The Life of Captain Marvel #1 by Margaret Stoll and Carlos Pacheco. Great artist, Carlos Pacheco. I don't know what the hell they're putting him on this book for. Look, man, Captain Marvel.
Which Captain Marvel?
It's what's her face, Carol Danvers.
Miss Marvel isn't Captain. Sorry.
They just cannot get anything going with her these days. And I think this is actually a miniseries. This says #1, but I swear I read this was a miniseries.
Is the movie with Brie Larson, is that still going?
Yeah, it's an awesome comedy now.
So of course they're going to keep doing comic books. They got to keep trying. I mean, what? They're going to not try?
I don't know what to do. They need to get different people on these titles. They need to get someone else. Whatever. Every creator, they had a minute when it launched, and then it's just been failed ever since. They need to get a different direction. They need to get different creators. I don't know what the hell to do with Captain Marvel.
Nowadays, they're not going to put anything but a female writer on Captain Marvel, if not a female co-creative team.
Give it to Gail Simone then.
Yeah.
At least that's someone that people will pick up for.
Is she not exclusive to DC?
No, she's writing Domino.
Yeah, she's doing a Domino comic.
They have Gail Simone on Domino,
Yes.
and this lady that I've never heard about on Captain Marvel, who has a movie coming out, even though Domino kind of has a movie.
You missed my awesome subtweet about that a while ago.
Well, I wouldn't say I missed it, Bob.
I was like, Gail Simone, I'm like, hey, you go from the best, and now you're writing the rest, I guess. You're writing fucking Domino, like... I mean, I guess she's in Deadpool. That's why there's a Domino comic. But
yeah, she wrote Deadpool. Like
this is the last.
Gail Simone's awesome. Domino's
issues.
Awesome. Deadpool is the second most awesome of that three. I'll leave you to figure that out which the order is. But yeah, I'm glad that they don't have Gail Simone on Captain Marvel. They're trying to shoehorn this character into our consciousness.
Good. This run of Captain Marvel is the true origin of Captain Marvel.
Huh?
Here we go. That's what it says.
You know how I already ordered that Cable and Deadpool statue that goes together?
Yeah.
There's a domino that connects to it too.
Nice.
Oh.
Movie Domino or comic Domino?
No, comic domino.
I want the Domino.
Yeah,
Domino's great.
it looks great.
Wait, is that the Cable that sold out? It's already on back order, isn't it?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, the one I ordered.
Is that the Domino that is just like hooking up with every dude under the sun nowadays? Like, who are these writers that are like, oh, we're gonna have her hook up with Colossus, and now we're gonna have her hook up with Warpath, and we're gonna have her hook up with somebody before that? Like,
What's your problem with this?
I just
Jim is just hoping. He goes, well, if it keeps going, eventually I got a shot.
she went. They went like, what has it been, like 20 or 30 years where Domino, she was doing her own thing by herself, and now she's, I don't know. I don't really know what my problem is. I just I'm shipping Kitty Pryde and Colossus, and I'm shipping Warpath and fucking nobody. Like, why is she hooking up with Warpath?
Warpath and Blank.
Is that a thing?
If you watch a show that you don't watch.
I'm almost done. I have 3 episodes left.
How
good.
How about Warpath and the actor that plays Deadpool? Who is he?
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
So lots of Marvel, but here's actually, I mean, Marvel is slowly rolling these books out. There's only going to be like 1 or 2 number ones each week or each other week. So they're actually kind of giving each title a little bit of room to breathe, which is potentially good. So I'm happy that Marvel's doing this. Look, I mean, we complained about Marvel forever, and
we don't.
They're just going to complain.
You and mostly Brock and sometimes Jim and nobody else complains about Marvel.
How do you like 12 new number ones?
Do I what?
Do you like 12 new number ones?
No.
That's what we're complaining about. I'm not complaining about the stories or the pitches.
I agree with that complaining.
I complain because they weren't good enough. I wanted them to be good. I want them to be good.
We're just going to do this again in 12 months or 18 months, or not even 12 months.
Are you going to express surprise again?
No. They've, like I said, Legacy broke me.
Well, the thing is like...
It broke you!
It did.
Well, I mean, a lot of retailers...
I wish there was more,
A lot of retailers
what is the thing?
Are tired of it. Like those Captain America numbers, yeah, it's great that you're releasing a new number 1, but after the Legacy numbers, what are the stores really going to order?
Yeah, it's real tough.
I don't know.
I mean, look
Marvel
at that. Like, there's an entire shelf of lenticular covers next to you that we're selling.
That's a different issue altogether.
But it's all part of the same problem.
Those lenticular covers just look like crap, which is why they're sitting there.
Yep. There was
Nothing
a comment
to do with them being number 1.
There was a comment on one of the retailer forums that basically
Charlie disagrees with you.
There was a comment on the retailer forums, again, I don't want to say specifics or who said what, but it basically boiled down to why should we trust Marvel? Like, what makes this time actually going to happen? All right.
Did they have an answer?
And well, no, it was retailers were just kind of spitballing back and forth. And
they don't have some sort of pro from Marvel coming in and weighing in?
I mean, the Marvel... I'm on the Marvel forum, and they'll occasionally talk about this, but they usually don't. They have no answer to this question. Their answer is just buy the comic.
Nah, guys, nah. Trust us. Just buy them.
Well, my response was...
They just don't lean into the trolls anymore.
Yeah, my response was I'm going to do exactly what I've done now every time. I'm going to order slightly higher for number 1 because I'll have variant covers, and you may grab a few extra people. I will cut number 2 to whatever I think is a reasonable based on the previous issue sales. For most of these, they'll just go right back to what they were. A couple may get higher, a couple will probably get lower, and we'll just call it a wash. There's been a few books recently. Obviously, the Legacy books have picked up steam a little bit. X-Men Red, we definitely picked up a lot of customers. I only have a couple copies of number 2 on the shelf, so I've already bumped my numbers on that. But I'm not going to go crazy on number 2s, 3s, 4s. I'd rather sell out and reorder, if I can, than get stuck with a ton of copies. So,
Especially in the day and age where if there is the demand, it will just go to second prints and third prints.
Yeah, and Marvel, their print, as anyone that's trying to buy Spider-Man, Thanos, Doctor Strange, any of these books recently, they print on a razor edge these days. There's no spare copies for any book. So everything's going second, third, fourth print. Again, Captain America historically has never sold great. Ta-Nehisi Coates' book has historically never sold well for us here. I'll order, 20, 30 copies. I'll order maybe 25 copies of number 1 plus a few variant covers. We sell out. Cool. We don't. All right. I know what to order for 2 and on. Like Thor will do well. But, I have no hope for a Captain Marvel comic. I'll get 5 copies. That's the most I think I've ever sold of one of her titles in the last few years. I sell 1 copy now. I expect by number 2 or 3, I'll be down to 1 copy. I don't foresee a lot of these books picking up any new customers. I'd love it if they do, right? But Spider-Man could gain a couple, but it's been picking up a lot of steam at the tail end of Slot's run. So, I don't think it'll maintain that.
What is Slot going to be doing?
Iron Man. So Iron Man, I could definitely see jumping up.
Slot leaving Spider-Man?
Yeah. I've
always just sort of taken for granted that he's just always going to be on a Spider-Man book.
Except for Thor, all the creators are switching around. And Black Panther.
Huh.
I'm assuming, and mind you, it's completely just a general assumption, that they took Slot off Spider-Man just because he's gone on record even recently being like, no, I want to keep doing Spider-Man, so...
Recently, as on the Comic Conspiracy podcast, where I interviewed Dan Slott a few months ago. Yeah. I'll look on Bryce's face.
Wait, what? Did I hear this?
I don't know. I thought you downloaded this podcast.
I
do.
You didn't hear my 3-hour interview with Dan Slott?
Wasn't it a Patreon exclusive?
No.
I definitely would have listened to it, but I also have a really bad memory.
Now, that being said, I think it is time for a new voice on Amazing Spider-Man anyway, so I'm not saying that I think they made the wrong call.
Wait, what are you talking about? His every new arc that he does is a new voice. He has been so good for Amazing Spider-Man. What do you mean a new voice? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That is not the saying.
I like Dan Slott's Spider-Man. It's been more hits than misses, but 10 years, it's time. It's time for someone
I just
else.
want somebody to rival the Claremont Byrne run.
Well, Claremont Byrne run isn't that long.
Sorry.
Claremont.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Charlie has to take off. Charlie, thank you. Jim, you want to scoot around and get a more official seat here?
Well, now we can finally talk about Cable now that Charlie's gone, because the pretender to the throne is gone.
I'm going to move briefly on to Image Expo. I don't have a ton of stuff to say here because a lot of these are obviously new titles, but I did want to mention a few of these. Image Expo happened at the same time as Emerald City. So we have some new creators, or kind of newish to Image. Sam Humphries and Jen Bartel are doing a book called Blackbird, which is a modern fantasy story best described.
It's not about a plane?
Harry Potter.
Comes out from a mansion?
No, it's best described as Harry Potter meets Riverdale.
Court.
Yeah.
A young woman named Nina who discovers a neon-lit world of magic masters in Los Angeles. Now they've kidnapped her sister, and Nina is the only one who can save her. Rob Liefeld's Bloodstrike is coming back. Look for that. Oh, it's the guy that's doing Copra. Oh, jeez, never mind. Ignore that one. Terrible. Yeah, I don't know who this person is. Annie Wu, who did Black Canary and a few other things. Book called Dead Guy Fan Club. That could be interesting.
She did the rocker Black Canary, right?
Yeah. Jerry Dugan, who's leaving Deadpool, by the way. Oh, that was another one. I don't have that's funny. It's not on this list here. They announced that today. Deadpool is relaunching with a new number 1 by Scotty Young. Doing the writing. I don't think he's not doing the art. He may be doing covers, but he's just writing. Yeah.
I could actually see him doing the art.
That seems so random.
Too, that's a shame.
If someone wants to look up who the artist is, I don't have it up here. Look up Deadpool, Scotty Young.
There's literally one of us sitting in front of a laptop that requires hitting Command T.
I'm gonna be doing something while someone else is looking at
it. Get so offensive.
But Jerry Dugan,
cookie clicker, while he has Jim on his cell phone.
Come on! I'm raiding right now. Okay, I'm raiding World of Warcraft right now. Jerry Dugan,
Uldemon, which is just embarrassing.
Formerly of Deadpool, and artist John McCrea, one of my favorites, doing a series called Dead Rabbit. It's about Martin Dobbs, a hot-tempered, foul-mouthed former mercenary and gun for hire who's forced out of retirement with predictably funny and violent results.
By the way, like, if there was ever like an opposite job interview or an anti-job interview, it would be you reading the hype lines for any story, because every story you've read could be read in such a way that I would be hyped on them or excited about them.
Except I don't read them that way.
And the way that you're reading them, I'm just like, oh, God, I didn't even hear what you said, but this sounds like the worst malarkey that
Well,
this company
I know a
could
book
put
that you
out.
will read. Rick Remender and Bengal's Death or Glory. Meet Glory.
That actually looks interesting.
Yeah, it does. Raised free in a convoy off the grid amid the last men and women truckers fighting automatons. Sorry. They're not fighting automatons. They're fighting automation to continue living the American mythology on the open road. Now, in order to pay for her beloved dying father's surgery, Glory has 3 days to pull off
a heist.
To pull off a 4 dangerous. Glory has. I'm going to read this as it's written. Glory has 3 days to pull off a 4 dangerous cross-country heists with mob killers, crooked cops, and a psycho ex-husband, all out to bring her in or die trying.
This is an image book?
Yep, Rick Remender.
Deadpool 1, Scotty Young, Nick Klein.
Okay, I don't know who Nick Klein is.
Me neither.
Echolands by J.H. Williams and Hayden Blackman.
By the way, sign me up for that, or I will on comichub.com.
You can. Customer.comichub.com.
Oopsies.
J.H. Williams, definitely want to see anything with J.H. Williams. That's always good. Let's skip all this crap. I don't know who any of
Seven to
these people
Eternity?
are.
Why is he even writing another book?
Toby was just asking me about Seven to Eternity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been
a little while.
Didn't really finish.
No, they ended with 9, and it's like, well.
Well, because 8 and 9 had the guest artist, right? Is Assad Ribic just taking his fucking
Don't know.
time?
If
I
you
guess
love Spawn,
quality requires time, Assad.
Do you love
Get
Spawn?
it together.
Do you love Spawn? Do you love Tom McFarlane? There's 5 new Spawn projects.
Oh,
Medieval
What?
Spawn, a Witchblade. This is going to be a new Medieval Spawn, a Witchblade crossover.
Oh, but is there an Angela book? I don't think so, because we have her, and by we I mean Marvel, and by we have her I mean there's no new
And we have her doing
Angela
nothing.
content doing
Spawn
anything.
Kills Everyone 2, which is a new miniseries based off the Kid Spawn book from a little bit ago. Misery, a new monthly ongoing series. Here you go, Bryce. I bet you're going to not roll your eyes at this. In the wake of the hashtag #MeToo scandals, arises a teenage hero who's tired of being pushed around and abused by the actions of others. This new character, Misery, will help out those innocent people who have been victimized with evil that is spread across the entire planet. I bet that's going to be great.
Is there going to be a team up with
And I'm
Haunt?
sure you're going to sell thousands.
Is there going to be a team up with Haunt?
Look, I'm all up for the Me Too movement, but comic books and Todd McFarlane should not handle this subject. Okay, like this is going to be. I can just picture she looks like Chastity from like from like Chaos or something like that. It's going to be some like trash comic.
I don't know what the word.
It's going to be like the most offensive thing.
What is
back the
chaos?
train up, all right?
It's going to be like the most offensive thing ever.
We're not going to start talking trash about Chastity, all right?
Hey, there's a new Spawn comic. It's called Spawn, the ongoing monthly title that's heading towards its 300th issue. It says 5 new Spawn comics, and it's listed as the ongoing Spawn comic. So I guess more Spawn. Clown over.
Would you say that it spawned more titles?
Featuring Clown Overkill and
You're
the
welcome.
all-new Violator. And there's a Sam Twitch True Detectives 8-part miniseries. Yeah, getting on that True Detective bandwagon 3 years late.
I love how, because I actually feel like for you and me, Image is like this neutral ground where we can hate or love or whatever. And so like
and
when you are like giggling maliciously
Well,
and
it's just
maniacally,
Spawn. It's just
and,
Spawn.
and,
Like,
you're just,
I can't take Spawn
you're just,
seriously.
like, tittering. Why do you titter so,
I can't take Spawn
Centurion?
seriously.
It'd be the same as Eric Larson announcing 5 new Savage Dragon titles.
Yeah.
But this is
knock it off right
Bring
now.
it
Stop
back.
it.
Bring it back.
Oh, yeah,
Super
Jim loves
Patriot.
Savage
Hey,
Dragon.
hey, hey.
Well, if you wanted to know where all your good...
in this Me Too movement, the bleeding chick comes back.
And how many issues does Saga come out every year?
If you want, like 8.
Eight?
If you want to know where all your good artists are going, they're all going to Netflix's Millar World with Magic Order by Oliver Copiel and Mark Miller. So did I say Millar World? Miller World. Yes, Netflix's Miller World through Image Comics. You'll give me a look.
No, my look is that like I knew that Netflix bought Miller World.
Yeah.
I knew that it was, in my opinion, a good buy. I am frustrated that Miller is like totally selling out to do whatever he can to make a buck. But like, if he makes
this is nothing new. I mean,
if he makes this into a no, I know, but like, this is probably the biggest step he's had into making what he wants a reality that he's ever had.
2 Kick-Ass movies and 2 Kingsman movies.
I forgot about Kingsman. I knew about Kick-Ass.
And then they did what was the first one?
No.
Fuck you, keyboard.
No, my point.
Wanted.
Oh, and Wanted. Yeah, sure.
No,
Wanted.
my point is when he actually gets good, like, A-list industry artists, like...
all his books have had A-list artists. He turns to him and says, do you want 50% of Hollywood money? And every person's like, yeah? For 6 issues? Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
So this is not snark, because I genuinely don't know. So he worked with JRJR on Kick-Ass. Mm-hmm. Who did he work with on Kingsman?
That was Secret Service. That was...
I don't know.
It was
Watchmen.
Hitch?
No, Watchmen artist. Wow.
Gibbons?
Yeah, Dave Gibbons.
David Gibbons?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Did Secret Service?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
I'm like 90% sure that's
okay.
Yeah.
So working with A-list artists is,
and Wanted was J.G. Jones. Mm-hmm. All obviously, this is Oliver Copiel. I mean, Magic Order will be a movie or TV series. That's what these are.
Yeah, it'll be a movie or TV series before the comic.
I just didn't know that. I stand corrected, even though I didn't know.
Secret Service is David Gibbons.
That he already worked like practically exclusively with A-list.
Yeah.
Artists.
I mean, he turns to him and says, do 6 issues and you have a movie. Why not?
And you're so angry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I get the frustration, though.
Dave Gibbons, colored by...
Yeah.
It frustrates me, too, like, that he has no soul behind his comics. That's right, I said it.
Yeah,
except for, like, we're doing this as, storyboards for a future project.
I guess...
Good for him.
Good for him. More power to him.
Well, the problem is he puts out these comics. It's like, oh, cool, this is great, and then he doesn't finish the comic.
Would you say that the problem is that, or that's the
later.
thing?
That's his thing. And it's a problem.
His thing or the thing. He finished them all. They're just one book. There's just one miniseries, and that's it. Oblivion Song by Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo Di Felici, out this week, out today, or out tomorrow.
Awesome. You need to buy it.
Really?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's a new Robert Kirkman book.
I read the first. They gave us the first trade for promo.
I ordered a shitload, and then I ordered a shitload more today. Going, yeah, I'm just going to order a shitload more of these.
Wait. So what is he stopping anything to add this to his repertoire?
Invincible. Yeah, Invincible's over.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did a few weeks ago.
No, it's this one. This one, they've already done. The trade comes out in September.
Wow. Okay.
But it's good.
Okay.
And I mean that's it. I mean there's a ton of other titles, but again we don't have any real context to speak on a lot of this stuff. I was just trying to hit some of the bigger creators and
we also get Gideon Falls today.
Yeah, Gideon Falls, the new Jeff Lemire title. Yep.
This is literally. I'm just rewatching Parks and Rec. Literally, the most comics we've talked about in an episode of this show.
Yeah, because they announced like 400 new titles. Yeah. So yeah,
I'm not complaining. I think this is awesome.
Yeah. Speaking of titles that they just announced and talking about Jeff Lemire.
Oh, yeah.
Because apparently...
Yeah. Oh, of course. The other book we forgot to talk about today, the other thing that Marvel announced, it's all on their fucking page.
Yeah. This awesome announcement.
The other Marvel book that was announced today was Jeff Lemire and Kim...
Jong-il.
It's Jacinto? Kim Jacinto. Sentry. To bring back the Sentry.
Yeah, I fucking love the Sentry.
Yeah, so Jeff Lemire... Okay, let's get this straight. Jeff Lemire is writing a Starman comic for Dark Horse, a Fantastic Four comic for DC, and a Superman comic for Marvel.
Yep.
That's the funniest thing in the world.
Okay, that is actually pretty funny. But, dude, Sentry is no Superman, okay?
I mean,
he can fly, he's super strong, he may or may not be from an alien planet, and he has eye beams. Other than that, he is not at all like Superman.
We haven't done the speeding bullet test yet, or he hasn't raced Quicksilver.
Okay, jokes aside, I think that the whole, the new fact that he's psychotic is a very legitimate twist on the whole Superman
No, but it did
thing.
break extra dimensional barriers and caused the zombie plague for Marvel Zombies. He was the catalyst.
Sentry was?
Sentry was the one.
I really hope I didn't fuck up the recording. We'll find out later.
Fuck.
I hit a button. I think it's fine.
It's still moving.
Yeah.
He's trying to mute me, ended up muting Jim, destroy the podcast.
Somehow Toby's
I think
he's going to relaunch it as a new Marvel #1.
No, I think it's fine. Right. Anyway, crap load of books.
If you haven't checked out the Terrifics, you need
podcast
to.
#1.
We'll talk about
I'll take it.
Many of them later.
Sentry, by the way, is awesome. The whole. Did we decide that it was Danny or Donnie? You already told me.
Donnie Cates.
Donnie Cates. Strange Run reintroduces. Spoiler alert. Sentry in the last Doctor Strange arc reintroduces Sentry into the Marvel Universe after having been gone since Dark Siege.
That's when they killed him, right?
Yeah.
Siege,
Well, spoiler alert for Dark Siege. No, wait. Dark Siege?
It's a while ago. It's okay.
Dark Reign.
Sorry.
Into Siege.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes.
Siege
Dark Reign into Siege. Thank you, Brock.
What's nice now is we'll actually get we should get a nice Sentry statue.
Well, that would be nice.
I really hope. That's right.
You know what you can do? You can take a Superman statue and augment it.
That's right, I can.
He is not like Superman at all. Superman is a Boy Scout. Sentry is no Boy Scout. Sentry has crazy psycho problems. Superman doesn't. Sentry is a more complex character than Superman. Oh my God, that just happened. I said it, and that's actually real and truthful and
Did you just
factual.
Shit yourself?
So let's move on to our 1.5 million questions. We're going to try to power through a bunch of these. Chris Arendt from Newsarama, great Newsarama contributor,
said, "Why is Higgins so good?"
So this actually, I don't have an answer for this. Toby might though. Toby, stop wandering around the store.
That's what he has to do. That's what he does on this podcast.
Toby is just spaced out.
Question for the podcasters. Now, Marvel has something they call Young Guns, meaning comic artists who have been drawing for 10 years at Marvel.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are the Marvel Young Guns.
Yeah.
He said, who are the DC equivalents of the Young Guns? So I'm thinking Jim Lee, John Romita Jr.
No, because they're at their 20 and 30 year marks.
Not 10? Not 10 years?
The 10 year mark, yeah.
Who? I mean, okay, because I mean, it's funny. I would put Nicola Scott. I would put Jason Fabok.
Yeah.
I would probably put.
Can't put Tony Daniel, can you?
Maybe.
No.
He's
been around.
It's that. Who's
He's
the chick
been
that does the covers?
The joke is when Marvel does these Young Gun things, you're like, this dude's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
They're not like brand new artists.
Who's
so
the
it's
chick
really funny.
That's doing the Wonder Woman covers? I blank on her name every single time.
Those have been good. Actually.
Oh my God! I'm blanking on what her first name is.
Who's the alternating artist they've had on Batman?
Oliver Cobiel?
Yeah.
He was Marvel's Young Gun like 5 years ago.
Well, he could be DC's Young Gun now.
Yeah. Jenny Frison. Thank you.
Yeah.
She's been awesome.
She's great.
I like that Supergirl artist. Being Super, the miniseries.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
I really, really like that one. Come on, laptop. Come on, laptop power.
Find it. Hold on.
Marisa.
That's one question out of 1,000. Let's keep going, Ryan.
No. That one is worth it.
Oh yeah, Julia Jones. Of course.
Yeah.
Stupid. Yes, absolutely.
That was the Batman.
Yeah, her run on Batman's been incredible.
And what was it? Why am I blinking on?
Well, Liam Sharp would be the funny answer because the guy's been drawing since the 70s, but he's had this tremendous comeback.
The person that they had to do Harley when it first relaunched again.
Oh yeah, he was a real new artist.
Really
yeah,
artist. He was really good.
I don't know what that's doing now. I completely blanked. Yeah,
10 years. How long's Art Germ's been doing it?
You sure? Art Germ could be the Young Gun.
How long's he been doing it?
Not long, only a couple of years.
Yeah,
Art
only been a few years, right?
Yeah, he hasn't done too much yet.
Yep.
Ulysses asks, have you guys seen the new Shazam leak on set? And did you guys see the video today?
Yeah. Yes.
That was directed at you.
Here's the thing. Let me tell you the thing.
It looks ridiculous.
Stop it.
People want
It does.
comic accurate costumes, and then they get it and they're like, this looks stupid. I think the Shazam costume looks fucking incredible. It looks like Shazam. It looks like Shazam. It looks exactly like him.
The cape's a little big.
No, it's the Saturday morning cartoon Shazam.
Exactly like Shazam.
Okay.
It's shockingly accurate.
I like how passionate Ryan is saying
because
he's saying it as a smile.
I expected Shazam to be all
darker red.
Yeah.
No. This
looks like a basketball.
This is the Saturday morning big red cheese, right?
Yeah.
When
Ryan heard that it was Zach Levy,
Zachary Levi. Yeah.
Zachary Levi, he's like, "Oh, this is
and
dumb." And then you saw that
everything.
picture, of him.
Well, Zachary Levi's not a big guy, but he got fucking huge.
Yeah.
He got big for this movie.
Wait, Zachary Levi is Billy Baston?
No, he's Shazam.
He's Captain Marvel.
He didn't get ripped.
Wait, doesn't he have the same name when he gets big? I mean, like,
Captain
I know
Marvel.
that he's Captain Marvel, but like, doesn't he?
I mean, he's still Billy Batson, but there's a kid playing Billy Batson. He plays the adult Shazam.
I meant the adult, but did they not call the like? Do they only call him Captain Marvel? How does that work?
Captain Marvel.
He's just Shazam now. No, he's complete. No, Captain Marvel is not his name. Hasn't been for like a decade. His name is Shazam. Period.
Right.
Marvel as Captain Marvel. They've given up on
because
that.
of the I don't know, some legal wrangling.
Lawsuit,
but I more meant the fact that like when he's in his adult form, do they only call him Shazam? They don't have like an alias for him?
No.
Or a real name, I should say?
No, because he doesn't have his secret identity is Billy Batson.
So Zachary Levi got jacked, huh?
Yeah, he didn't just get.
He
didn't get.
To me, it looked like the suit was.
No, there's pictures of him. He got like wide. He got big compared to what he looks like normally.
Compared to what he looked like Fandrel in Thor.
Or fucking Chuck.
Yeah, he
like,
got big.
He's
in Chuck. Yeah, he got
he
big.
put on a few pounds.
He was Fandral?
Yeah.
In Thor 2 and 3.
They killed him in Thor 3. Yeah. That
ignominiously.
8 seconds that he's in the movie.
No. He was
4 seconds.
No,
he
was
Fandral.
Was the best of the three.
He was Fandral in
I'm just saying he was not
World
in it.
also.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
He was in it for like 2 seconds. They
Okay,
killed him
well, you don't need to
immediately.
tell me how much he was in Thor 3. Tell me he was Fandral.
Ulysses also asked, are you guys going to review Green Lantern Earth 1? Maybe, yeah. I mean, I'll pick it up when it comes out. I've got all the Earth 1 books. They're pretty cool. I don't know if we'll do like a professional review, but yeah, we'll talk about it.
Professional.
Whoa, he is jacked.
Yeah, he got beefy.
He looks just like me.
I know.
Norman asks, do you guys feel Batman will renumber after issue 50? Everything else seems to be going to the new number 1. Please no. Please no, DC. Don't do it. Rumor is a bunch of the DC books are getting renumbered. We talked about this. I don't want to see more number 1s.
Nope.
Why do you fight the Borg, Higgins?
It's just annoying.
Have you ever really
Super
done back
annoying.
issues?
It's super annoying.
You are literally complaining about a problem that 0.00001% of the population has.
You're all a bunch of savages. You just throw your books in boxes going, I'll do it at some point.
Is that what we all sound like?
Yes.
The other 99.999% of us?
People who don't organize their comics? Yes, that's exactly
like
what
Scott
they sound like.
Does Scott not organize his comics?
He has ever since I laid into him.
You did what to him?
All right, we get a school indicator here because he's asking such a noob question.
Typical
here.
Craig. I mean, who is this?
He says Marvel announced Jeff Lemire will be on Century, and Century will be integrated into the Marvel Universe. I mean, he's already in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Doesn't throwing DC power levels into the Marvel Universe create a lot of problems? I mean,
Craig,
we have Thanos, we have Galactus, we have
Craig, stop picking up so much dog poop because we know you're walking your dog right now, and listen to some knowledge right here. We have Thanos, we have Galactus, we have the fucking Molecule Man.
Yeah.
Sentry is fine. And by the way, he's only kept at bay because of his awesome character-developed plot twist of the Void being a thing. Who's to stop Superman in the DC Universe? Nothing. They didn't have a checks and balances when they created him. The Sentry does. That's why the Sentry is better, and one of the infinite reasons why Marvel is better. You're welcome, Craig. Go back to picking up dog shit.
Tim asks, he's got 2 questions here. He says, what popular and classic character can you just not stand? For me, it's the Hulk. What character do you just not like?
Captain America.
Really?
I know that it's going to give me a lot of hate, but dude, I
You said
just
that fast.
yeah, I've always
Wow.
That's
that guy.
That's why it's my least favorite
Wow.
Marvel Cinematic Universe movie.
What?
I've wanted to like him forever. Remender wrote him. Nick Spencer wrote him. He's like. I never, and I've said this before, so sorry for repeating. Not actually sorry, but I never thought when I was a kid I would ever see these Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, such as they are, and have been pleasantly surprised by all of them. I never thought that I would ever like Thor. Saw Thor movie, love Thor, now buy Thor. Never thought that I would ever like Doctor Strange. Saw Doctor Strange movie, now buy Doctor Strange, love Doctor Strange. Fucking Captain America is such a nerd. He's like Superman. He's always doing the right thing. And I know this is going to be an unpopular.
You hate that.
He's always going to, it's going to be an unpopular opinion. But yeah, Captain America is just too goody two shoes. Like, fucking, I don't know. You draw a dick in Sharpie on somebody's passed out face when they're sleeping. I don't know.
What?
Like.
See, I haven't answered.
You never did that at a party?
No, I haven't answered to the popular version or to the popular question, but not to the classic. I mean, the only character I really dislike is Deadpool, but he's not really classic. I don't think any of those classic Marvel and DC characters I don't like in some fashion. I mean,
does Superboy Prime count as classic?
No. I'm a little burned out by Wolverine.
Does it not?
But
I mean, Superboy Prime is old, bro.
No, I think when he means classic, he means like 30s to 60s Marvel and DC, like OG characters. I mean, again, and Wolverine's not that, but maybe. I mean, I like Wolverine enough, but I don't.
I would definitely call Wolverine classic.
Yeah,
I mean, you're crazy not.
If they never publish another Wolverine comic,
I wouldn't say classic. Sorry, I wouldn't say classic ends at the 60s. I think that ends somewhere. I don't know, mid-70s.
Cap, Thor, Iron Man, Avengers, X-Men, any of those like kind of classic Marvel stuff. I would be disappointed if Wolverine went away. I'd be like, yeah, okay, he's had a good run. I've had my fill of Wolverine for years.
What? I'm about to have an aneurysm. In fact, I
don't hate Wolverine in any way. I just, of all the characters, again, there's no DC character I'd want to get rid of, and there's almost no Marvel character I'd want to get rid of.
There is no DC character you'd want to get rid of.
No,
but you would
like
say,
classic characters?
See ya, nice to never know you to Wolverine.
But I don't want to lose like Daredevil or the Fantastic Four or Doctor Strange or the Hulk or Spider-Man. Wolverine is kind of the one where Wolverine. Everyone got burned out of Wolverine in the 90s, and I think.
So you would say that you want to get rid of Wolverine, but not Lobo.
No, I would not call Lobo a classic character. If you go like original Marvel characters, 30s, 60s, and then you give it to a few key characters like Wolverine, that'd be my answer. But if you're like launch of Marvel, launch of DC, I don't have an answer. Maybe Hulk, but I don't hate Hulk.
With regards to classic characters, Wolverine's definitely on the bubble. Like
Hulk might be my least favorite of all the classic Marvel characters, but I don't hate him. I love Hulk, but I
don't hate this character. I don't hate this character, but I feel he's redundant, elongated man. I prefer Plastic Man over Elongated Man.
That's a great one. Why is there both Elongated Man and Plastic Man? Mr. Fantastic is better than both of you combined, which is funny because you're probably combined much stretchier. I see what you're saying about Hulk. I mean, yeah, Wolverine is definitely like there's some bubble there with who's classic and who's not classic. That's a tough question because classic wasn't qualified.
If anyone else has a character that wants to jump in.
Not really.
Good answer, Brock. His other question is...
It's the classic versus where do you cut off? Is it classic?
His other question is, what is the one comic you read out of habit, but you don't actually like or enjoy that much? I've bought every issue of Champions, but mostly hate it. That's Tim, by the way.
Okay, the thing is that
What's the thing, Bryce?
The thing is that I will read any X-Men book, even if it's written by Cy Spurrier. And... That's what. That's my answer.
I don't know what it would take to get me to drop most DC books at this point. I found out with Batgirl, like
hipster Batgirl.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
that was just
I dropped it the second they announced.
It's basically
was done.
I basically that is when they change the character. That is when I will drop it because that is not Barbara Gordon. Barbara Gordon has not appeared in comics in the last 3 years. But they've done some okay stuff with her in the other titles. Just her main book is just awful. Like the Justice League book right now is unreadable, but I will buy it because it's only it's like 6 random issues.
I'm still buying Bane Conquest.
Why?
I'm almost there.
Okay, that shit I dropped.
That's
fast.
Like me continuing to buy the Poison X crossover. That is just as bad.
The Bane book is
yours is probably worse.
Awful.
It's pretty bad.
Awful.
Okay, that's one man's opinion. Jesus Christ,
it's really bad.
Take it down a notch.
We're all completionists. Okay,
yeah.
Brock is just writing it out, writing the ripples until it's done.
I'll read the last one and I'll put it up on eBay for like $1 a book and be like, hopefully I get
there's not much right now because I did drop Deathstroke finally. I couldn't deal with that anymore.
I
finally dropped that.
handle Priests.
But to drop Action, Superman, Batman, Justice League, the main books,
takes a lot.
I don't know what the hell would get me to drop it. I guess if they're like,
they joined the Me Too movement, you would drop it.
No, it was like if it was Christopher Priest run he's committed to a 5-year arc at this point, I'd be like, well, I guess I'm not buying Justice League for 5 years. That'd be the only thing because I don't like the arc that he's doing.
Or if they don't do anything with the character, and they should, and you just get a shitty young Nova character.
Oh, well, I mean, they completely changed the character. That's why I stopped getting Nova. It's not the same character.
I don't know. Completionists.
Jesus, our good friend Jesus, wrote a spin from last week. Were you not here last week? He had some questions.
I was not.
His wife has said the Nerd Collection.
Follow up. All right.
The Nerd Collection might have to go.
Oh,
and Jesus is like.
This?
Jesus
he
is
wasn't
like,
there either.
Yeah, Jesus is like.
Let's back up.
We have to. You have to give the listeners
Was
who
Bryce
maybe
here
just
last
joining
week?
us.
No,
Charlie and I did a lot of feedback on this
And
one.
Scott,
too.
yeah.
I had to work
Charlie
on
and
that.
you?
I did too.
I dare say my reaction would be different than yours and Charlie's.
So Jesus says
Mine be very different.
his wife says too much nerd stuff. Gotta go. I said, well, what's too much? We need to see some pictures. We gave him some advice. We need to see pictures. So it's in the garage. Here's his picture. See if you guys want to come over, or if you want to check Twitter, check my reply. He's in there. So he's got looks like 3 Billy bookcases.
What the fuck is a Billy bookcase?
The IKEA
right there.
The IKEA bookshelf.
You
the IKEA
sit in
bookshelves.
front of them every single. Yeah,
These are Billy bookcases?
Yeah, we cut them.
So
Whoa!
Okay, whoa, that's my.
okay,
ear.
so he's got 3 Billy bookcases.
Dude, he's got a nice collection, though.
It's got some good stuff. Yeah, he's got a bunch of trade paperbacks.
Yeah.
My questions for him are totally different. It depends on where he lives. The square footage of his house is a major factor.
Right. We talked about this. If you got a room, okay, this is all in the garage. Okay, so here we go. We've got 3 Billy
It's
bookcases.
in the garage and his wife can't be bothered?
Bunch of toys. He has a bunch of framed comics, so it looks like a bunch of it's good comics at least. It's all New 52 and Batman and Justice League stuff.
Nerd. It's not a bunch of half-naked bitches.
Well, there's some half-naked bitches over on this side. He's got it looks like Brock's room. He's got all his Harley Quinn stuff up on the wall.
Balanced, I think.
But he's got a Gal Gadot picture. So he's got a bunch of DCU stuff.
Where is this on your Twitter?
He's got it's under if you look under the replies to my thing saying comic.
I can't get through all of the anti-Trump
There's
tweets.
so much stuff.
Look at my most recent tweet. My most recent tweet.
Yeah, something about Stormy Daniels.
And look at the replies to my most recent tweet.
Most of our shelf copies were damaged.
No, after that, the one where I say send me questions. The one, the one with the Teen Titans Go.
Yeah. So go into this. And
there
then
it is. Okay. Right here.
Okay, so he's got. Okay, look. So here's the thing.
I'll tell you the thing. After Higgins is done, I'll tell you the real thing. Wait, what? She has a problem with this?
So I think the bookshelves are fine.
No.
I think you lose the art and you lose the framed comics. Now, there's really good ways to do this. I've moved I don't have any big posters. Most of my posters are like the 11 by 17 or smaller ones. I've gotten rid of all my old big posters. However, these all look pretty small.
Well, I'll tell you which big posters will be acceptable, maybe.
What you do with this stuff is you get a nice portfolio binder. You go to
That's ones I get.
Yeah. You go to Michael's.
So go to Michael's. Go to any art store. They should have a.
Go to Aaron Brothers.
Aaron, get a 50% off coupon. He told you you're
exactly.
set.
Yep. You can put them all in there. You get 2 back to back. They look super nice.
Well,
you keep them out of the light.
The poster protectors too.
Again, you can get the bigger size ones. These all look smaller. And again, the comics. You want to display those comics. You can take them out of those frames and. You can put them in a comic binders, so you're not just long boxes. You can put those comics in an actual binder. You can put that binder on the shelf. You still have access to it, right? Now the toys and the statues and all the rest of the stuff, I think, are fine. But if this is, you got to find a middle ground. I think that's what you do. You take those statues, you take the posters down, you put them in a portfolio binder. You take the comics, you put them in a comic binder. Again, you can get those at a lot of comic shops. Order it off Ultra Pro, Ultra Pro's website, or BCW's website, and I think that will clean up a lot. If you want like 1 or 2 posters, get them professionally framed, make them look really nice. My wife worked in a frame shop for years.
I would recommend going to the.
These look like cheap frames.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with it.
That's the thing. I would recommend him to go away from these and go to like the art house print style.
Look,
prints.
can we get to the bottom of this? Your biggest problem is that this is all fucking DC garbage. Like, really,
if it was all Rocket Raccoon, it'd be fine.
This is exclusively, as far as I can tell,
he needs to take down
DC.
the movies. He needs to take down the movies.
Jesus, I have to ask, and by the way, can we move on quickly because this is bad radio for all the people that don't know these pictures? But like we have one of the main walls has 4 DC pictures. 2 of them are Harley Quinn. Not even Brock has those except for over his bed. And there's like crazy
I think I
amount,
have them, but they're put away.
Okay, anyway. The thing is,
he has other ones over his bed.
You need to
Actually, I have my kids' artwork is around my room.
You need to get rid of all the posters, and I mean, I don't know, man. Yeah.
If that's the fight, again, I think that's...
Jesus, what you got to do is you got to tell your wife, babe, I was this way when you married me. What has changed? Nothing.
He's found comics after.
It's that simple, right? Isn't it that simple?
Well, actually, Jim, how the hell do you do it? You got like 100 times more than this dude.
No, I'm not joking. Jesus, you need to tell your wife, look, nothing has changed since you married me. Why is this a problem all of a sudden?
Plus, it's in the garage.
You need to come to a compromise. It's in the garage. Okay, maybe she wants more Marvel content. That's very reasonable. But... okay, jokes aside, get rid of all the posters and I don't know, put them somewhere else. But this doesn't look like that much space. Can we go on to the next question? This is terrible podcasting for people that don't...
Well, Ryan also just walked away.
Okay, I'm going to go to the next question. Jesus, good luck, my man. It sounds like you're getting...
What did his wife say?
It sounds like you're getting a harsh treatment.
Last week you guys...
There's been no discussion from my wife since the other day about getting rid of it. DC on left, Star Wars on right. Jesus, you need more Marvel, and you need to just pack away those posters. You don't have that much stuff. Tell your wife that this is not that much stuff. Unless you're living in the Bay Area, you should have plenty of space. Tell her to call me and have her talk to my wife, and she'll calm down. Next question by Cisco. Bleeding Cool has reported that DC is getting set to announce Black Label, a Johnny Walker-related comic for mature...
Did you read the thing right?
Bleeding Cool has
readers
reported...
type line to start their DCU characters.
What?
He's not reading.
No, Brock,
right.
Brock, you interrupted. Keep going.
So the next question... I should turn my mic back on. Sorry, I had to go blow my nose. The next question comes from Justin Grosjean, who says...
Wait, what?
How does the cast feel about the rumors regarding Tom Cruise as Green Lantern? For the love of God, no. Christ, no.
Fuck no.
No.
I saw that today as I left work.
I didn't even want to talk about it.
What happened to Cisco's question?
Yeah, what happened to Cisco? And Tim and JT?
Yeah, didn't even want to talk about it. Yeah, did not want to talk about it.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, you would rather talk about Tom Cruise and Green Lantern. Okay,
No,
that's
no.
the...
Jesus has another question.
Because he loves the Green Lantern.
Jesus has a question aimed at Bryce. He says, once again, Marvel was swinging a miss at the Sunday's Oscars with Logan, although Logan got nominated for...
nominated?
For Best Adapted Material.
By the way,
how does Bryce feel about DC having 5 Oscars to Marvel's 1 Oscar? DC has...
What?
DC has an Oscar for Superman 77, 2 for Batman 89, 1 for Dark Knight, and 1 for Suicide Squad. If you don't remember the Oscar award-winning movie Suicide Squad.
I do remember. Higgins has not let me forget.
And Marvel has 1 for Spider-Man. So
I will say that
soundtrack too, right?
Despite those official actual numbers, I will say that the score is currently DC 1, Marvel 0. I will only count the modern universe. I will say that for decades DC crushed Marvel. It was, not even a question in the movie realm. I will say that I am frustrated, but I will say that it is not even the faintest hint of a question that Marvel's movies have been better in every way.
I will be shocked.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was done. Go ahead.
I will be shocked if Black Panther isn't nominated and does not win Best Costumes next year.
So the tricky part about Black Panther winning any Oscars is that...
Costumes.
Sure, I have ears. But it also released in fucking February, which is...
I think...
A dead zone.
When did Get Out release? Wasn't that February too? And that got tons of nods.
So, okay.
And won.
2 things. First of all, Hollywood abhors a blockbuster. I mean, it does.
I mean, Last Jedi got nominated for music. I mean, Logan got nominated for screenplay.
Right, but if you look at all the nominations of all the movies,
That's pretty cool. They got nominated.
I'm sure that 5 or 10% are blockbusters, and the nominations of the other 95% go to.
Always. But
Right.
but something like
By the
Black
way,
Panther for
thanks
costumes.
for getting to my text last night, like hours after I watched Get Out.
I replied to
Get
you
Out
I replied to you a minute after you texted me. You texted me in the middle of the Geek Box, and I replied immediately.
No, that's a lie. We're going to settle this after this podcast. But Get Out was actually really good. People said it was a horror movie. That's why I was texting you about.
It's like a horror comedy.
I don't like horror, but it was. I thought more of a thriller. It wasn't a horror, but it's self-described horror, and there's definitely like a lot of comedic elements. Anyway, how do I feel about the fact that DC has a modern age Oscar and Marvel has none? Yeah, I guess I'm a little, just the competitive side of me is a little butthurt, but like all of our movies are so much better than all their movies that like they can win costume. I actually, even though Logan is not a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, and even though I got a lot of hate for saying that Hugh Jackman should have been nominated for Best Actor. In fact, wait, was he nominated or was he not even nominated?
No.
Okay. Well, I think that I still do think that he should have been nominated. And, you know, it's too bad that it didn't win, but I really liked that movie until... No. I really liked the movie. Full stop.
Next question.
And so, yeah, I'm bummed that Marvel currently has no
cut 'em off when you
Oscars,
can.
but I don't think that Marvel is going for the indie Oscar crowd. I think that they're going for
Obviously.
we're going to put a bunch of comedy in our movies to please and I don't mean this as a slight, to please the biggest swath of audiences that we can and make millions upon millions of dollars, more than, you know, any DC movie. So
Alex asks, I've only been reading comics for about 2 years, so I don't have the insight, but would you guys say that Jason Aaron's Thor run is going to be considered an all-time classic?
Yeah.
I've read it and loved it since the Secret Wars renumbering. They work, is what he says. But this Death of Mighty Thor arc is felt incredibly special. Yeah, I mean, I think it's Kirby's run on Thor, Simonson's run on Thor, and Aaron's run on Thor.
Straczynski had a good...
Yeah.
It was okay.
It did.
but also in terms of like a list, because you're right that Straczynski run is good, but I
like
think
a full
that like
fourth or fifth.
Aaron's run is like climbing the ladder in terms of what is considered the best run.
Yeah.
Because he didn't even read the Go Out of Thunder stuff up then.
Yeah, if you started a little later, yeah.
But the ones he's mentioned so far have already been collected in omnibus form.
Mm-hmm.
So they're better? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying all three of those. Aaron's is next. Aaron's runs will.
If Aaron's isn't next, Marvel's stupid.
No, they could do his run in 2 volumes probably.
Yeah.
Well, plus whatever's coming out.
They'll probably do.
I was going to say
like
don't they wait till he's done to decide how many volumes they would do it in?
They'll probably do the God of Thunder one, and then like we said earlier, two for the Jane stuff.
The answer is it is absolutely one of, if not the best run, TBD, but it's an incredible run.
Yeah, unless he shits the bed on the next arc. But
exactly.
I don't
keep reading it. It has been amazing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, did you actually read the Doctor Strange Donnie Cates? Fuck. I can't.
It's either Danny Coates or Donnie Katz.
I can't win. So there's for those of you that have not read,
I read the first 2. I've not gotten into the Damnation stuff yet.
So the part 5 of Loki, Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
There's a page in it, spoiler alert for Doctor Strange, part 5 of Loki, the Sorcerer Supreme, where Loki does a little, he says, okay, these are the things coming up in the Marvel Universe. First and second thing, I'm not going to spoil exactly what they are because A, I don't remember, and B, I don't want to spoil it because I fucking abhor spoilers. But he counts out what is coming in the Marvel Universe. One of them is Damnation. That's not a spoiler because that's literally the title of the new Doctor Strange book. One of them is the Infinity Stones, but he does 5 things that are coming up. And his 5th finger is something that I'm excited for what's coming. One of the fingers is the War of the Realms, which is what Jason Aaron is obviously done on Thor. And so this is Loki talking, by the way. And he's saying sort of what has happened and what is upcoming in the Marvel Universe. And it's rare that you get a glimpse by these random writers as to what's coming up in Marvel's pipeline. And so, yeah, I mean, he sort of sets the stage. The War of Realms has been a great read. It will continue to be great. Doctor Strange is pivotal in, the immediate future of the Marvel Universe.
And he's going to be in space.
For like 2 issues, and then he'll be back, and Higgins is still hating.
Cisco says, DC's March solicitations appear to have cut down a good amount of books compared to previous months. Aside from Teen Titans relaunch, any idea as to what new books may be coming in June or July? Well, we know we're getting No Justice. That appears to be leading to the relaunch of the Justice League title. So Justice League America, Titans, and Teen Titans. I don't know what they're doing. I hope they don't renumber them. I hope they're just issue
on
number
hiatus and then just
49 or 50 or whatever. Yeah, but I'm fearful that we're going to get a renumbering. The Superman stuff's on hiatus because we have Man of Steel coming up, which is going to be the 6-issue weekly miniseries by Michael Bendis, leading to the new issues of Action Comics 1001 and Superman #1. We know that. That's all official. I think we're just in the part where Watchmen's a little slow, Doomsday Clock's a little slow, Metal's over. We have...
Metal's over next week, right?
No, end of the month. 2 weeks.
End of the month.
3 weeks, yeah. I think it's way off schedule. It's so frustrating. We have a bunch of books that are sort of in a stage right now where they're kind of ending or launching or coming out with new stuff.
Flash is like the Flash War stuff's coming up later this year.
Yeah, but that's not new titles or anything.
But it's not new titles. But it's kind of like, hey, we're doing Flash War later this year. And you're like, oh, well, yeah. Which
is fine. I mean, he's asking about like what titles are getting more specifically relaunched, and I think that's the end of it. Now, they could do more. I hope not. But I'm assuming it's those 4 titles, Superman.
We're going through that.
I think Birds of Prey is ending. What? Birds of Prey is ending as far as I know. Cyborg ended, but they brought it back.
No, Batgirl and the Birds of Prey is ending. They're bringing back Birds of Prey.
Boy, we don't know that. I would love that. I think that's the right move. I think they should drop the Batgirl title and just make a Birds of Prey again. But we don't know. We don't know what they're doing with that. But yeah, I'd love a traditional Birds of Prey title. Let's see, man. We had way too many questions. Let's scoot up a bit here. Here's a question for Bryce.
Oh, thank God.
Jonathan asks, honest question. If DC didn't have Batman, how many comics do you honestly think they would sell?
Fucking 0. Okay. No. But okay, serious answer.
It's not for Bryce, but I figured Bryce would take this question.
No. Okay, serious question or serious answer.
Well, hold on. Has DC never had Batman? Or do they just stop Batman right now?
Okay, great question, Mr. Higgins. So, if they never had Batman, I would say that they are 4th in the list. It would be Marvel, Image, Dark Horse, DC.
I'm just curious as to...
Next question's for you, Toby Sidler.
I'm just curious if they never had Batman, would we ever have gotten Daredevil or any of the characters that came about from that guy?
Probably not. But, I mean...
Moon Knight!
That's a whole choose-your-own-adventure of fucking questions.
So you have no weight for Wonder Woman and Superman. And Green Lantern and Flash.
I mean,
they carry no weight in the DC universe.
I think that Superman was great until, I don't know, a decade or 2 ago when he's become passé. Wonder Woman is only Brian Azzarello's run. Does she have any other pivotal runs other than...
Rucka?
Being there first as pun seriously not intended, but the titular character, female super character. Does she have, is there any other serious strong female characters in comics that have come along by any other comic companies? I mean, outside of DC, outside of Wonder Woman. I mean, Marvel and DC both have a bunch. I think DC has a little bit more, but yeah, well, it's not Captain Marvel. I would disagree with that. I think Carol Danvers is fine. DC. When did Carol Danvers come around? Has Wonder 70s. Woman. DC has Wonder 70s. Woman, Catwoman, Lois Lane, Donna Troy. I forgot about Donna Troy.
Jade.
I wouldn't put Lois Lane.
No.
You're right. Lois Lane is a strong.
Lois is number 2. Like that's not even a question.
Yeah, but like she's
the normals have no idea. Who Marvel is.
Batgirl.
Yeah,
they will. They will know who she is.
Yeah, but till then, they don't know who.
But people know who Batgirl is. People know who Lois Lane.
Okay, so
they know Storm now. I think they know Storm.
Yeah,
I think Storm.
I don't think that the normals
Invisible
know
Woman.
Storm.
Marvel has Invisible Woman, Storm.
I don't think that the normals know Invisible Woman either.
A little bit, but I would think they know Storm.
I'm not giving no credit to Wonder Woman. I'm mostly just saying that without Batman, DC is very second rate.
Yeah, I mean, you take away the most important thing of any company. You take away the X-Men from Marvel, and
they're still
you get Marvel now.
Incredible.
And yeah, you do. Yeah. You get the last 2 years of Marvel.
That was the most witty thing.
That was the most accurate trolling ever.
Possibly ever said. I have no comeback for that.
All right, Toby.
You heard it here. Bryce is speechless.
Toby, this is
the second time I did that to Bryce.
This is for me and you.
I'm keeping count.
This is for me and you, Toby. Don't jump the table.
Huh?
Don't jump the table at me,
That means you're going to be happy and I'm going to be mad.
No, this is for me and you.
Killmonger related.
Oh, New Warriors related.
Rank the following sidekicks and proteges. Top to bottom.
Well, you know who's number
Nightwing.
one. Yeah.
Wally West.
Nope.
Donna Troy.
Maybe.
Roy Harper.
Maybe.
And Tempest. This is from Joshua Redding. He says, also, please explain why Tempest is the unanimous number 1 choice.
What?
Hashtag I love Tempest.
Wait, Tempest is definitely the number 5 choice on that list.
So, I'm sorry, Toby.
Well, no.
The correct answer is Wally West is number 1.
Nope.
Then Nightwing.
Nope. Then Donna Troy.
Well, Nightwing's number 3.
No, Nightwing's number 1, you fuckhead.
Wow.
Wally West, followed by Nightwing, followed by Donna Troy, followed by Roy Harper, and I love Tempest. But in this list, he's number 5.
Yeah.
He's number 5. I love Tempest, though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I do love Tempest.
Well, the bottom is the same as you, but the top is a little reordered with me.
Who did you put as number 1?
Wally.
No. Toby's right. You're wrong. If Charlie were here, he'd agree with me. And
Nightwing, Donna, Wally?
It would be Nightwing,
Donna, Wally.
I would say Nightwing, Wally, Donna, but that's,
Nightwing, Donna, Wally.
I used to read DC once upon a time.
That's a tongue twister. Say it fast. I won't.
No, I love Wally West.
Wally,
He's
Nightwing, Donna.
You think Wally first?
Yeah.
Nightwing, Donna, Wally, Roy, Tempest.
Yeah. I do love Tempest, too. But he fucking hasn't been like in shit.
Exactly.
They
That's
really
kind of
have
his
taken
problem.
him out of the comic. I mean, he's in Titans now.
I mean, that's the reason that like Roy and Tempest would be 4 and 5 in anyone's list is because of their lack of content.
Yeah.
But Roy does flips.
He wears a baseball hat.
Again, we have, well, it's funny. There's not really a super. I mean, I guess.
I do kind of hate the.
Where would you put
him in the list?
Where would you put Kara?
Which Kara?
Where do you put Kara Danvers?
No, but she's not a
Where
sidekick.
do you put Supergirl?
Oh, Supergirl?
If you put Supergirl on
in
this
that list,
because she's the one missing. Where would
isn't the question about sidekicks?
In that list?
Yeah, but she's as close as. I mean, Donna Troy's not really a sidekick either.
See, I would put Superboy over Kara in that list.
So is the question
that list,
who are the coolest Teen Titans? Like, is that is that actually the?
Yeah, but I would put Superboy over Kara in that list.
You put but who? Connell?
No, Connor.
Connor? Well, that's a very different list. Connor would be with
Are we doing
Tim
sidekicks or are we just doing the team?
Like but Connor
that's what I'm saying.
I think Kara goes with this list, not
all right,
Connor.
fine.
No.
Where would you put Kara? No, this is interesting shit.
No, this is the.
I usually hate lists by Ryan Higgins, but this is fun.
I put her ahead of Donna, but
So the reason he's focusing on DC,
Donna,
the reason he's focusing on DC is because Marvel after
the
killing off Bucky, they decided no more.
I do like Kara a lot.
Yeah, she's great.
So the number 1 sidekick in the Marvel Universe is
Joshua
Bucky.
also asked, who do you want on the rumored Mosaic solo title coming out of Marvel Fresh Start?
That's all DC has is just a bunch of also-rans to their main characters, though. They're like, oh, okay, well.
I don't think he heard the question.
I didn't hear the question.
Yeah, what did you just say before that?
Oh, I said the reason that Marvel doesn't have a whole lot of sidekicks is because after they killed off Bucky, Stan Lee and they they
killed all the other ones. Yeah,
decided no more sidekicks. They don't want kids going into battle with
Marvel
the
uses
rest.
that a lot. No more, and then
Exactly.
Well, the thing is,
I mean, in World War II, you had the Kid Commandos.
Well, the thing is,
in World War II, they had the Kid Commandos. After that, no more sidekicks.
Okay, well, I don't really care since Marvel hangs its hat on having better everything else other than just also
consider the New Mutants sidekicks?
Okay, no. we have one. We have
what are you talking about? They're literally not sidekicks to anybody.
Who? Who? New Mutants?
The New Mutants. They are.
They were never really the sidekicks.
They're not
X-Men.
sidekicks.
Yeah,
closest
which
thing
was the question. So
like
thank you for agreeing
they're like the
that
sidekick
they are
to the
not.
X-Men.
The closest thing you had to
but they were
sidekicks in
never
the
really
X-Men
the X-Men sidekicks.
Yeah, no.
Kitty Pryde and Jubilee were the closest things you had for sidekicks in the 90s.
Yeah.
Anybody attached
80s,
to
90s.
hanging on Wolverines.
Yeah, that's Kitty Pryde and Jubilee.
Yeah, that's it.
We can include armor in that, too.
We have 2 questions left. Joshua has a troll question. I'll read that first. He says, who do you want on the rumored Mosaic solo book coming out of Marvel Fresh Start? So that's a troll question. His question, all right, here we go, Bryce. Joshua asks, what's your dream lineup for Uncanny X-Men and X-Force? Characters and artists.
Oh, my God.
And I'm assuming writers as well. But
no, he did not say writers. So
can we please limit him?
Okay, actually...
just want to take the trash out and
Josh,
clean up and
go take a dump.
Jesus. Nobody wants to hear that. Literally. Okay, well, so I'm going to be kind of boring. I think that my dream lineup for Uncanny X-Men is literally what Claremont and Byrne did, and my dream lineup for X-Force is some amalgamation of Remender and Nesesia. Did we decide on how to say his name?
Nope.
Nesesia?
Don't look at me. I can't say names.
Because I'm not crazy, right? Liefeld was only drawing, right? I'm not crazy? Yeah, okay, good.
yeah, he co-wrote it.
He did co-write it.
I don't think he's credited as the co-writer. Don't quote me on that. But he claims he's the co-writer on the title.
So it's Nesesia and Liefeld to some degree.
Yeah.
I love what Uncanny X-Force did with Remender and what is there? What was that duo? Yost and
Yost did the one. Yost did the one that prior
Yost
kind
and,
of that kind of made them very dark and
I fucking know.
And
I know.
that was the one that I really liked.
Right.
Higgins? No, is it Higgins? Kyle Yost?
Kyle.
What the fuck? Nobody named Higgins wrote a good X-Force book. Get your head out of your ass.
Kyle Yost and
fuck me.
his partner in crime.
No, I'm gonna get it before Higgins Googles it.
Is it Chris?
Fuck me. Yost and don't. Oh,
Craig Kyle.
Craig Kyle and Chris Yost.
And Chris Yost.
Okay.
Yost.
God damn it.
Well,
Yeah, because they worked on the animated stuff, right?
Yeah, they X-Men Evolution.
They came up from X-Men Evolution.
Created
That's what it's called.
X-23.
Yep.
And they created that whole like young X-Men class, which was actually great, and they're still writing, or those characters are still relevant today. Anyway, to answer this excellent question, I would love it if they had some amalgamation of like that X-Force doing X-Force things with Liefeld and Nesesia's run, but maybe get rid of. I want to say get rid of Farrell, but Farrell's, gotta love Farrell.
I like Farrell.
Farrell's so good. Remember Farrell?
Do you want Boom Boom on the team? Or
I want Boom Boom.
She's called, go on Tinder. She's,
Not what I meant.
She's called Meltdown now, right?
Is she?
Did that stick or did that go away?
Has she been in a comic in the last 20 years?
Boom Boom? Boom Boom absolutely has. By the way, did you know this Strong Guy apparently has like a goatee now?
I was just thinking about this. Like, when did Strong Guy come back? Like, I thought they killed him forever ago.
So, like,
he randomly started showing up again.
Was it? What the fuck was it in?
Maybe the goatee grew a Strong Guy.
Strong Guy's terrible.
It was, what? What are you talking about? Strong Guy is so good.
Okay.
Strong Guy is oh my god.
He's your speedball.
Yeah.
No. Because you took Speedball off, but I would never do that for Strong Guy. Although at how roided out he is, it would be not hard for me.
But he'd tug his cable.
Look at you. Well done. Anyway, my actual answer is just the original X-Force. Now that I've had 10 seconds to think about it.
Like, you're trying like New Mutants number 100, that team.
I want New Mutants number 97, 98. Yeah. I want Shatterstar. I want Warpath. I could do without him. Now that he's making out with Dominic, that's such a weird.
Domino,
Cannonball,
Cable,
you can get rid of him. Feral I like only for nostalgic reasons, not for any real reasons. So like you get rid of really I just want Yost and Kyle and Remender's X-Force, but get
minus
rid
Phantom X, minus Deadpool.
No, I love Phantom X. And by the way, Deadpool is not the Deadpool that I hate in that series. He's actually a badass.
You want the Yost and Remender feel on...
Oh, wait. No, they weren't on the Yost team. They were on the Remender team. The Yost team was all the guys with the knives.
Yes. I want no Warpath. I want no Wolfsbane. Yeah. But I do want Cable added. I want Shatterstar added.
You want to put Feral in there.
Isn't Feral... No, Wolfsbane is in there. Why the fuck didn't they... It's X-Force. Why didn't they have Feral instead of Wolfsbane?
Okay, you're getting on Elongated Man and Plastic Man's case, and you're talking about Feral and Wolfsbane. They're the exact same character.
I'm just kind of annoyed. And by the way, do you remember that... Jim remembers... I'm having trouble not saying Remender.
Jim Remenders.
That Feral had a sister named Thorn. Yeah, of course you and I remember. She's the worst.
I tend to remember more than he does, but
Feral's stay away from the acid. So anyway, Feral and Thorn are awful. Wolfsbane is the OG. Anyway, I think that I've sufficiently answered this excellent question.
Did he ever answer? I was never clear.
Okay, this is my roster. I'll do it really quick.
Hey, we get a roster. All right.
Cable, Shatterstar, Wolverine, X-23. Yes, X-23. Archangel, because why the fuck not?
For X-Force?
Yeah, X-Force.
Wasn't he?
He was,
Yes,
he was.
Okay.
Because Knives, remember?
Deadpool without the comedy, except a little mouthing off, but mostly just being badass. And the last one is Vanisher. And Phantom X. Sorry, Phantom X, and then the last one is Vanisher. I liked having Vanisher on the team. Every team needs a good fucking transporter. Like
Magic.
Vanisher.
Vanisher.
What the fuck? I don't even
He's
know.
a classic mutant, man.
Yeah, X-Men number 4, I want to say. Like,
like the villain?
Yeah.
Was he?
Yes.
In the X-Force book?
Yes. He's an awesome foil. They have him, and he transports them around. They put a time bomb in him so that he has to stay and toe the line.
They used Vanisher because they couldn't find Zero anymore.
Or, Zero
Magic.
or they couldn't use magic. By the way, didn't his question also involve Uncanny X-Men? Uncanny X-Men...
you already answered that one. You said classic.
Okay.
You said,
We have one final question before I have to get to start.
Magic has a sword. She gets to be on X-Force too.
So we're going to have an X-Men or X-Force Silver and an X-Force Red at this rate with how many people he's adding to the team.
Of course, yes.
No, I think that Jim just counted on his digits. I think that my team was 6 or 7 people.
You were still going to add more.
I like to say that on Black Lightning that's coming out tomorrow, number 5, my name is almost on the cover.
The Tobias Whale.
Worst story I've ever heard.
One last question.
If you redeem it by saying the actor that played Deadpool.
One last question from our good friend JT. He says,
JT, my man.
No relation to your child. Any advice on any advice to someone thinking about getting into the brick and mortar retailing comic book stores?
Don't do it. That's my advice.
Don't do it. They're all falling like flies over this area.
When a lot of comic shops are feeling that the industry is failing, a lot of Bay Area shops are closing. He specifically asked, what if you open a shop between South San Francisco and Palo Alto? There's nothing out there.
He's looking in your area.
Wait, is this person from California?
One of my customers. He's local. Yeah.
This is okay. So before you even finish your question, the answer is very different for the Bay Area versus anywhere else in the country or any metropolitan area. The Bay Area, greater New York City.
This place is saturated with comic book stores.
It's also prohibitively expensive.
Yes, absolutely.
Starting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
your overhead is incredibly higher than it will be anywhere else in the U.S.
You got to take out a loan of over $100,000 to even get started, and that could buy you non-mortgage paying house in 90% of the country.
I estimated to start in the Bay Area, you're looking at close to $300,000 to $400,000 starting cash to start a store from scratch. I mean, I put that number at about $250 a couple of years ago, and I think it's doubled. Basically, since I had that initial number in my head. The amount of inventory you have to bring in, I mean, just to remodel this store was like $40,000. That's just remodeling. That's not stock. That's friends helping out. I mean, that's That's a cheap labor. That's product that's already here.
It's what we are. Cheap labor.
You didn't know that's what he refers to as
big sales
that's
and
what
payroll. His payroll just reached cheap
honey.
labor.
Toby came today. Cheap labor was in full force.
Well, lucky for you, I was just product. That's weird.
I didn't even make that. I was furniture. So,
like any
who wouldn't
industry,
want to sit in your lap?
Like any industry, every industry is I think having some level of not trouble, but it's very complex these days because wages are going up all over the place. Cost of living in a lot of areas is very high. The comic book industry is people are very fickle. Mm-hmm. You're dealing with lots of very cheap product at traditionally low sales. I mean, the average sale at a store may be $30 or $40. That may sound like a lot, but I think if you look at supermarkets, if you look at tech stores, if you look at, the average sales is way higher. Yep. Clothing stores, the average price, a lot
of the stores are going online, no overhead.
Yeah, no extra stock. Yeah.
Well, the thing is
no personality.
Just even the cost for the unit to put your business in is going up.
Oh well, yeah.
Way. Here it's
insane.
It's ridiculous.
That's what we were saying. It's just in the Bay Area. It's insane. I think if you can buy a store that exists already that still has some customer base to it, and you feel like
build up from there.
Yeah. Again, I was here for years before I bought the store. And got to see all the flaws that the previous owners made, and I got to fix those, kind of on their dime. So that helped me. When you're not the owner, you can only do so much, but you can kind of see those mistakes and try to rectify them later when you own the store.
His idea for location is fine.
It's just perfect. Except it's just fucking expensive.
It's fucking expensive,
and
again, it's. It's one of those things where in that area you are going to start from scratch.
Yeah.
Because there used to be a handful of stores over there, and then they're gone.
Yeah. And a lot of these stores have come and closed. And like any small business, most fail within the first year or two, regardless of what the business is. You have to have some level of business sense. If you've worked in the industry, that helps. You have to know your customers. You have to know the content.
Mm-hmm. You're also dealing with the most finical customer base ever.
Yeah.
Being one of them.
Well, you have that. You also have a customer base that doesn't know half the time. Like a lot of them don't understand or know what's coming out.
Yeah. No,
right?
There is some section of the audience that are. Oh, Bryce just dropped like his entire.
Bryce just dropped his entire pool on the floor.
I'm fine. Look away.
Toby, you should be recording this.
Nope.
No, I think it's incredibly hard. Again, we had easier times where I was able to sort of learn mistakes and fix them and recover from those, and but it's always a challenge. I think if you're in a cheaper area and there's a customer base for it, that's the problem. Though, if you're in a more rural area, there just may not be enough customers to make it worthwhile.
Well, to the stores that I've been to in the Midwest, and Jim's probably been to a lot more than me, but a lot of them tend to be more game heavy than comic book heavy.
Yep.
The classic comic book store is kind of harder to find, or it's been established so long from these these ones that have been around.
There are a lot of stores that follow the current trend. Mm-hmm. So they'll go to gaming, or they'll go to Pops, or they'll go to Pops exclusive, or they'll switch over to toys for a while, or they'll have a Sidekick store for toys and stuff. And I reference Austin Books in in Austin, Texas for that right there. But they to find the traditional comic book store solid with back issues is very hard to find, even in the Bay Area right now.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of them have switched over to other things.
Yeah.
Obviously it's possible. I think at this point we have more stores closing than opening, but stores are opening, and some stores are doing fine. Some stores are getting hit really hard. Can you adapt to a 25% loss of income? A lot of stores can't. Can you shift to find a way to buck that trend? we between the move and some specials we ran last year and some sales and some pushing items in a bit of a different fashion, we were able to really buck that trend. But a lot of stores weren't. The podcast helps out a lot with that. We were able to reach a big audience of people from that. Obviously, that's a crowded market. There's a lot of stuff out there. But every store finds their niche, right?
Mm-hmm. But we don't want to step on your dream, but be realistic about it. You definitely have to make sure you have the funding, and you have to make sure you have the clientele that's going to back it up.
Yeah, it's like any business. I mean, the starting your business, the number one thing that I've always heard and that I've told people is that you will not make a penny your first year. So if your cost of living is $100,000 a year, let's just say you live in the Bay Area, right? You have to have that cash in your pocket before you open the store. So if the store costs $300,000, $400,000 to open, take out a loan for $500,000 because you got to pocket $100,000 just to live until you can make some sort of, obviously you live in the middle of nowhere. It's going to be very different, but can you make enough money there to survive? Again, comics are cheap. They're really cheap products. They're $3, $4 books. That's very, very cheap. There's a lot of little products. It's the problem. It's the old saying, death by 1,000 paper cuts. That's the comic store, almost literally, because of how a number of books failing by just a little bit can cost you a lot of money when you add them all up. It's not just like the one product that you're churning over and over and over.
It's like, if Batman numbers tanked to nothing.
Yeah, that'd be a huge.
It'd be a huge hurt. Ding to everybody in the industry.
Yeah.
Right now.
We kind of have to deal with retail pricing. We can't really. It's not like we control our pricing. It's really, at least for new product, it's really set by MSRP. And a lot of places want to discount off that, not charge a premium on top of that. So then you're dealing with discounting and a bunch of, we've foregone most forms of discounting short of when we have our sales. And while some people may be like, well, I'm not going to buy a comic unless it's 40% off, that's great. I can't afford to sell a comic when it's 40% off. So that's why we can't do it. I totally understand. I am money conscious myself, but I can't stay in business if I'm giving DCBS discounts. It just doesn't happen. So, it's an awesome job. I love it. It's an awesome industry. It's tough as balls. It's a miracle we're open every day. It's a miracle people come in here.
Treasure every day.
Well, I just expect the day people are going to be like, I can't believe you used to buy comic books. It's just nobody comes in anymore, and I'm hanging from the rafters by noon. Like, I just know that day is going to happen one day. It's just like everyone stops.
That went dark really fast. That's the day when you call all the people that got stocks saved up for you. They're like, hey man, time to pay up.
Oh, I mean, I definitely reach out to people, and when I got to reach out to people, a lot of times they're not reaching out, they're not reaching back. So that's when those happens, it hurts.
Too bad you know where I live.
But a lot of community, and it's tough, but it's you get some good people to help you out, and pointing to these guys here.
He pointed at everybody but me.
You help out on the podcast.
Well, help in air quotes. Okay, so going back to Josh's question about what would happen if Batman went away. Now, would you be able to survive?
I mean, like, if they stopped publishing everything that Batman was in?
Correct.
Yeah, it would be a little rough.
No, I'm not joking. Like, I think that like that would be like 30 or 40% hit.
No.
What?
No.
Batman?
No.
Didn't you hear his Twitter that was on Nerdist?
I heard no Twitter.
Because when DC stops publishing Batman, Marvel will pick it up in 2020. So,
yeah. No, I mean, Batman's an awesome seller, but it's still only one title, right?
Well, I meant more of the butterfly / domino effect of
people leaving.
Mm-hmm. If Batman goes away, then DC crumbles and you're fucked.
Batman, Detective, Metal, Nightwing, Justice League.
I mean,
Birds
Metal
of
is
Prey,
basically Batman.
Right. Birds of Prey, Batgirl. If everything affecting Batman went away, that would take...
I'm out.
Not 30, 40%. Not 30, 40%, but that would take a good... That's a good 10%
Okay, so was my
cut.
number...
That's
wrong.
Probably a good 10% cut.
Okay, but
yeah, between everything, that's probably a good 10% cut to the industry.
Okay, so I
survivable.
What did I say? 30 or 40, and you think it's more like 10?
Well, I mean, again, if you count, do all my trades disappear too? Does all the old material?
Well,
disappear?
I don't know. This is a fucking hypothetical. My point is that if Batman disappears, and you go down 10%, like, can you survive 10%
Well,
hit? I don't think anybody can.
This is the ripple effect that Marvel had when people aren't coming in for Fantastic Four and Wolverine and X-Men. They also are not coming in for Damage and Slapstick and
Damage. Don't you dare put Damage in the Marvel camp.
Was it not? Oh no, not Damage. It was the book? Sorry,
Fool Killer.
Yeah, Fool. Sure, we'll go with Fool Killer.
Solo.
Damage.
Sure, Solo.
Mosaic.
You know that UGC
sure.
books want to copy us Marvel comics.
So, I mean, that was the problem. So if Batman went away, yes, people would stop coming in and buying all those other titles as well.
So at the end of the day, my point is, if Batman goes away, you go away.
I mean,
Takes a hit.
Yeah, a big hit.
Well, it takes a hit, and it just depends.
I'm saying
on...
that would be catastrophic. That's like the
yeah,
worst thing. Batman
for a
is
lot of stores,
the best. I'm going to go out on a limb and say
Wow.
that Batman is better than anything but the X-Men.
I mean, Batman is by far the best-selling set of graphic novels every year. He's probably the best-selling superhero comic book character every year, without question.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously that would be a big, big hit. But I think we'd adapt. I think something would take its place.
Comic books.
Moon Knight.
I thought it was Spider-Man. I thought Spider-man was number one.
No, comic books.
Comics. I think Spider-Man is the number one merchandising character,
okay.
superhero-wise, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Well, that's what I've heard. Spider-Man outsells the entire Marvel universe 10-1 or something stupid like that. It's something crazy.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Even though Marvel also has Wolverine?
It's like
I would've thought that
Spider-Man.
Wolverine.
Again, don't quote me on these numbers. It was something crazy. Like Spider-Man, it was 75% of superhero toy sales. Batman was 20, and everything else was the other 5%. It's some bananas.
Even with all of the Avengers,
some absolute
craziness?
Bananas number like that. It was something crazy that Spider-Man was such a gigantic portion of
do you remember
toy sales.
Was this global? Was this recent?
No, I mean this is a couple of years ago. I think this came out.
Yeah.
That it's the Spider-Man's a monumental seller as far as merchandise.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's something stupid. It's something stupid like that. Comic stores. They're super cool. They're super tough. Just like any business.
Yeah, the moral of the story is that if you want to open any business, you just have to work your balls off.
Yeah.
Or if you're a lady, work very, very hard. Because, I mean, opening any, self-owned business is going to be the hardest thing ever.
And, the one thing that a lot of guys falter on is, doesn't matter what you like, it matters what your customers like. So make sure you...
don't have a store full of Linsner stuff.
Fucking A.
Make sure you adapt to what your customers want. So when... Garbage Marvel books start selling more, order more Marvel.
Exactly. That's why... I am the reason that Higgins orders so many Marvel books.
And when Milk Wars #1 sells out, probably shouldn't bump your orders on the rest of the books because they tank and nobody else buys the rest of them. And now I've got half a short box of Milk Wars going into the dollar bin.
Ooh, okay, I can read them now.
Happens occasionally. But I win more than I lose. That's all that matters.
That is literally, I know that you're being flippant, but that is actually literally all that matters.
Yeah.
Just, if in any cell-phone business you're going to lose, you just have to make sure that you win more than you lose.
Yeah. It was a risk. It didn't pay off. But others do, so it's fine. We have to thank a bunch of people on Patreon, patreon.com/comicconspiracy. Toby, want to do the honors?
Julian Titus, Nerds Without Pants.
Well, first of all...
Albert Soy, Plants Everywhere.
Plants everywhere.
Let's start with Albert Soy and his
Plants Everywhere.
His app, Camby.
What? Since when?
So we actually have something very special going on starting next Monday. If you're local to Comics Conspiracy, we're going to be offering...
If you're local...
We're going to be offering a special deal through his app, through Camby's.
You get a big ball of brands up.
A little more testing through that. So look for that next week, and we'll talk about it. It's an app where you can purchase gift cards and prepay cards for restaurants and tea shops and a cool comic book store in the Bay Area and a bunch of other things. We're testing it out locally to help them out, and we're going to have a cool offer next week for everyone that's local. Julian Titus has the Nerds Without Pants podcast at pixelbit.com.
Wait, where's the plants and everywhere come from?
Plant everywhere?
That's over. That's done. Don't worry about that one. Ryan Hess has Blowhards, which is a video game podcast at blowhards.libsyn.com. Jody Lawson is canon the Triad Comics Anthology at triadcomicstudio.com.
I'm still waiting for Ryan's book on pawn shop stories.
Oh, yeah. I haven't heard any good ones recently.
I know.
We also have Sam Che, Craig Anderson, Joe Duff, and a new backer, Andrew Nelson Mendez. Thank you guys all very, very much. Our high-tier backers. Dick in the box?
Can't have to.
It is a dick in the box.
Toby has a Nightwing box with a hole in it, and now, he's got his dick in a box.
Can't have this, man. It's got a hole.
That hole is way too big for Toby.
I think you put that there when you.
But we also have it's the beginning of the month. We have to thank all our backers from Patreon. And if you want to hear your name while everyone else randomly babbles incoherently in the background about whatever the hell they're talking about, hopefully...
Why don't you let some of us other...
I asked Toby if he wanted to read.
I'll do it!
Come on.
That was a high pitch.
Hold on to your butts.
I'll do it.
Start with Dennis Janssen and read down.
Missed opportunity, Higgins. You definitely should have just
Dennis Janssen,
Ryan
Alex
Reynolds
Macaulay, Matthew Schnaps, David Baroldi, Don Kilson, Don King, Mark Long, Michael Sakovic, Ivan Lesenik, Brian Murowski, Samurai Godzilla.
Going down. Whoa, what the hell?
What is this? This is fucking PC? Wait. Miles.
Windows tab on the cookie
Miles Gakula. Rich Guerra. Paula Schultz.
Dr. Acula.
Mark Smith. Blake Etheridge. Keith Amaral.
Those Murlocs from your
There's
raid.
2 A's. Hold on, there's 3 A's. Emerald. Jack Ildefonso.
I want to pick up a patron.
Just say JT.
What? JT Quinn. Christopher Noyce. Kevin Nguyen. Red Hat Man. Joe Kardashian. Kakadorian.
Ryan Reynolds.
Kakadorian.
Please tell me you type Ryan Reynolds in this list.
PJ Ryder. Tyler Viltis. No, Willits. Rob Bendixson. Really? Bendixson?
Yeah.
All right. And Enerball. And Erben. And Anirban Bar Banish. Christopher Stone. Tad Gutsall. Sit Comics. Where you sit. Timothy. I got this. Chris Lockhart, Aaron Wright, Father Dante, he's a father. Garen Dunbar, Brian Wilson, Nick Harrison, Chris Polanki, Kevin Ellis, Chris Olivas, Vali Ansari, Nick Sapas, Mario Miranda, Dominic Irisman.
When did you get so
Chris,
Latin?
Kim, Chris Bunch, Gordon McKenzie, J.R. Burke, Stephen Hayden, Trevor Noah, Trevor Matthew, Edgar Moreno, Andrew Cushieri.
There you go. That's it. That's fine. That's it.
Rich Ratka, Armanda Salierna.
It's a lot of names you're going to keep reading.
Emmanuel Penachos. Daniel Dreger, Stuart Chivers, Nick Capetillo, Ben Hawks, Jonathan, Jot Kali, Lester Figueroa.
I love the idea that people normally just 15 seconds through this stuff when Higgins
this is a good one. This is a good one.
But now they're just hanging on the edge of their seat.
No, this is a good one. Lance Newt Hatcher.
It's rude.
Rude. Damn it. Josh Epstein, Stevens. I don't even know how to start that one. Sephiros? What's that? No, is this Sephiros? That's not Sephiros. There's no O.
He says
Sephla. Stephen Dixon, Brandon Doe, Zach Johnson, Shane Fitzgerald, Juha Hutunen, Stephen Yip, Andrew Glover, Ryan Chase, Josh Smith, not.
How can you Smith?
Lee Yarnell, Marco Lazik, Joshua Redding, Taylor, We Read Comics too? Okay. I want to meet your mom and dad.
CUP.
Adam Lambert, Joseph Hoffer, Douglas Arias, Greg Early, William Griffin, Joshua Yowell, Casey Trailka, Renee Garcia, Jamil Payne, Mikhail Kaban, Jessica Doris Height, Mike, David Chica, Donovan Donovan De Pasquale.
He doesn't stop. He keeps trying. I give him credit for that.
Wayne Keane, Joel Santoyo. What? That's Keane, right? Keane?
What was his first name?
Wayne?
Yeah.
What was his first name?
Wayne. Joel Santoyo, Zach, Trip Pacoon, Larry, Aaron Crooks, Ulysses Jorge, Kevin Allen, Elliot Santiago, Craig White, Bevins, R. Kelly, Mark Kiefer, Jonathan Akfon, David Ubeda, Matthew Wilbur, Greg Lindsay.
Ryan is covering his face because he's laughing so hard.
Is it coming up?
Louis Screech. Oh. Okay. I'm going to read it as it's written here.
Oh, shit.
Be sure to drink your Palpatine little orphan Addy. Okay, that was less fun than what it was going to be. I thought it said something a lot ruder. All right.
What the hell are you doing to my screen?
I don't know what's going on.
Go down.
Down. Where's the peoples?
Can you read that last one again? I didn't quite understand.
Wait, where's that? You control this PC thingy. What am I doing?
I don't know what you did. You made everything really little.
Oh, he changed the zoom.
Anthony, Taylor Schaff, Mark Kramer, Michael Morgan, it's so small, Brittany Garcia, Socrates Alvarez, Travis Pratt, Dominic Jack, Anthony Hafner, Tori Hoagland,
You got talking on the mic.
Travis Fleischman. Is there more? That's it?
That's everything. Now my screen
well
is so...
done, Toby!
Toby broke my...
Just go to the view, and if you can
Toby
fix it
broke
there.
my screen size. I can't read
down the
anything.
bottom, just hit the button.
I don't see it. Anyway, I'll figure this out later.
It's
Thank you, everyone. Even more people than we normally thank. I hope you survived that.
I want to know how many people actually listen to the whole thing.
Oh, Jesus.
That's hilarious.
All right. The Comic Conspiracy Podcast.com. No, not the Comic Conspiracy Podcast. It's just Comic Conspiracy Podcast.com.
He's flustered now after all that.
Geekbox.net and iTunes is where you can go to find all our previous episodes.
Higgins, can you read those names again in English?
Rate and review us if you can. The Comic Conspiracy at geekbox.net. No, I feel terrible. Yes, we actually do take questions. People have emailed me out this. I actually need to get through these questions. Someone actually asked, do you read these questions? Yes, we do.
No, apparently we don't.
I need to get to them.
I want somebody to tell us when was the last time we did an email on this podcast.
Long on. Patreon.com/Comic Conspiracy is where you can go to kick us a buck and have Toby just massacre your name.
Hey.
Worse than me.
Kelly's backing us for some reason.
Smith, I'm sorry.
I don't know what that means for us.
How can he mess up Smith?
Digital.comics.
Did I have it right the first time and start downing myself?
No, it was fine. Digital.comicsconspiracy.biz. When we've sold out of the Thanos comic, go on there, Albert, and buy it from us on their digital website. ConspiratorBrock.com is where you can find Brock's blog and video pull list. Wanderers in the Fourth Dimension podcast, that's Charlie's Doctor Who podcast, and Etsy.com/shop/Leanne Hill Art. That is my wife Leanne's Etsy store.
She just did a Black Panther.
Yeah, she's working on another Black Panther piece too. It's going to be pretty good. We're all on Twitter. I'm Ryan Higgins Ryan. Brock is Brock Sager. Bryce is Larsen Bryce. Toby is Toby XI. Charlie's Insanity and Chaos. The store is Comics Con Store. Don't forget to listen to the Geek Box. Oh, and Jim is LD Exterminator. There you go.
The only name he didn't butcher.
Geek Box. Me? Oh,
no.
Toby.
Don't
forget to listen to the Geekbox Comedy Button Manga Machinations and check out Infinite Binge on YouTube. Those are our little podcasts and video series that are on our little network. So you check those out. Oh, yeah, 2 hours and 18 minutes. This is why we don't do random picks. All right, we'll see you guys next week.